welcome into Middays with Marks. Johnny Marks out today, he's dealing with a family matter still, and Harry Mays, alongside myself, Ray Dunn, taking you through the show today on a football and a flannel Friday. Flannel-ish.
What's going on, Ray?
Flannel-ish.
Yeah, it's flannel-ish.
I think you did a good job with the Flannel Friday.
This is as close as I get to flannel. It sort of has that similar pattern. You know,
yeah.
It's not the same material, but I figured it's all I got.
Well,
I made an effort.
It's all right. My flannel apparently is broken. Yeah, I lost the button.
Right. Now, that looks like a real outdoorsy kind of flannel.
It does look like I'm about to go.
That would keep you warm.
Yeah, like I'm a lumberjack about to go out there and chop some wood.
Right.
I'm not. You look at me. You look at the shirt. You get lumberjack. You look at the body frame. And you're like, nah, that guy hasn't done any honest work.
There's no axe going.
There's absolutely no chance he's surviving out in the wilderness.
You're not splitting any wood.
No, I'm certainly not. But yeah, John out today, and John said that it was okay to pass along the message right now. His daughter's having some complications from the tonsil surgery that he was out for last week. She's doing all right. He's telling you there's nothing to worry about, and he's going to be back on Monday. But he wanted to pass that along to all of you because people start to ask questions out back-to-back days. So he wanted us to pass that along to you. We're thinking of him, thinking of his daughter, and hoping everything gets situated with that, and look forward to seeing him back on Monday. For this Football Friday, we're tasked with continuing the soap opera and continuing to talk about just everybody's favorite storyline. What I get out there, Harry, is can you please talk more about A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts?
Right. Yeah, the people want more.
Right, yes.
And we give the people what they want generally.
We're the show you trust.
Exactly.
So
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
So we're going to continue with that coming up because A.J. spoke yesterday, and yesterday I said I was so thrilled with the way Jalen Hurts handled everything. Today, I'm not going to sing the same tune when it comes to A.J. Brown. No. If you can believe it, I wasn't thrilled with it. I was working over it because I'm working part-time doing some stuff behind the scenes with NBC Sports Philly, and I got a message in the Slack that, unfortunately, we've got more A.J. Brown at the lockers audio that's going to be coming through here in a second. It'll go up on social in a second. And I was like, oh, good. Can't wait to see what he said.
Right.
Then I listened to it, and I was like, all right, good. Now I know what 4 hours tomorrow is going to look like again. It's just, this is an endless cycle.
And see, here's the typical Eagles fan at home saying, all right, well, what did he say, first of all? And then why did he say it? Well, because he was asked questions.
Right.
Will the media just stop asking A.J. questions, please? Like, that's what they want. They want the media just avoid him. He's right over there and sitting in his locker,
right,
looking at you, knowing that you're probably going to come over and ask me questions, but just don't. Just pass on by and go somewhere else.
This is actually my fault, and I want to tell you why. Because last year when you didn't speak after the one game, and then, or 2 years ago, I think it was last year when you didn't speak after the game. And I was like, well, you're leaving it up to interpretation, and it's always going to be the worst interpretation. You know what? I changed my mind, AJ. Leave it up to interpretation.
He's not doing that anymore.
No.
There's no cryptic tweets. He's actually answering questions, and people still don't like it.
He stayed off of social media this week, Harry.
Because the owner asked him to.
The owner's sitting there. Jeffrey Lurie's listening to what he said at the locker last week. Oh, no. Oh, jeez.
Right.
You know what? He's like signing him up. Please get him on TikTok.
Yeah, Dom had to present him. He probably printed off the tweets because Jeffrey Lurie's not on X. He's not on TikTok or any of this other stuff. So Dom probably went through and, culled through and made some copies and said, this is what we're going to be talking about, Mr. Lurie.
You don't strike me as a big fan of The Office.
The Office.
As in the show.
Oh, the show? I watched it. I wasn't a devotee.
Right. So there's an episode where they do a little bit where Creed's got a blog, and it's really just Creed typing into a Word document, and he thinks he's posting online.
Okay.
I think that's what they need for A.J. Brown. They need to set him up with a new social media account for a fake social media site where he can just, hey, this is where you could pop off. This is where all your fans are.
But it really doesn't go up on X.
It doesn't go anywhere. It's just on his computer.
It goes into the abyss.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
How long before he figures that out? One of his buddies said, hey, man, I didn't see your tweet last night.
Or a fake press briefing, just
right.
We're actually going to have you meet with the media over in this room.
Right.
And it's like Spadero just in a bunch of different costumes. That's how I need this handle going forward. We're going to get to that coming up. I do want to start with the game because there is a game on Sunday. And yesterday in the 1 o'clock hour, I played a little bit of a game called Explain It to Ray. I want people to explain to me the insecurity because I started to feel it. And then Cowardly Colarulo came on the air at 2 o'clock yesterday and started doing I think we're overlooking the Cowboys thing.
I heard some of that. He was basically sort of laying the groundwork, preparing himself for a loss is what he was doing.
Yeah, he does a really good job of laying the ground. As someone that did a lot of Friday shows with him a year ago, he does a really good job of, well, all week I've told you how great the Eagles are. But maybe this week isn't the week they show it to you.
This Pickens guy is unreal.
Yeah. So I want to know from you, Harry Mays.
Yeah.
I asked the question of, why should I be insecure about this game? Why should I feel insecure about this game? Why
should you be?
Why should I? Because I started to sense insecurity happening. I saw Dawood in our YouTube chat. Love Dawood, but he started to lay out reasons throughout the day in the YouTube chat. And I saw some people going with him yesterday about, oh, yeah, I am insecure. Talked to a couple people after the show yesterday, felt the insecurity. Listened to Cowardly Colorulo at 2 o'clock, and he was upset about it. So I'm just curious. No one gave me an answer yesterday that sufficed for why I should be insecure, but I want to ask you, Harry Mays, why should I be insecure about Sunday?
Well, I don't think you should be, but since you asked that question, maybe the insecurity that exists is because they see what this Cowboys offense is capable of doing, and they're playing at home, and the Eagles, are going to have to sort of keep up maybe with a Dallas offense that can put up yards and put up points. At least they did against a lousy Raiders team. Okay?
Right.
And that's the overblown thing. That's why in this business we're so prisoners of the moment. The last time we saw Dallas, Dak Prescott threw 4 touchdowns and Pickens and CeeDee Lamb went nuts. Oh, my God. The Eagles are going to have to score 35 to have a chance this week. And that's where it comes from.
That's where it comes from. I'm just curious for people. I know we're down on the offense right now, but I look at that Dallas defense.
Rightly so.
Yeah, and rightly so, yeah. That Dallas defense, they didn't improve. They didn't improve at the trade deadline, but still 29th in yards per play, 31st in points per play. So we're looking at a defense that even if slight marginal improvements,
don't get carried away.
They're the 20th best defense.
Right.
Yeah, the biggest, the overreaction you mentioned, the greatest farce. On Tuesday, I wasn't here, and I was sitting in the hotel room. I got a chance to watch all the ESPN national shows.
Oh, you
while
were in
typing
Richmond.
Away. I was in Richmond, yes. I'm typing away at game notes. I prepped like 3 games. I had Hofstra ready. I got this Villanova game tomorrow ready. I was just locked in, and I had Get Up on. And
why? I'm going to ask you a question. Why do you have Get Up on?
I only got the basic TV in the hotel room. Right. I can't really. There's not a lot of options.
You know what? Just turn it off.
It wasn't a smart TV. Otherwise, I would have had the YouTube up on for here. But,
You know what Get Up means to me? Go back to bed.
Yeah, roll over.
Yes.
Yeah. And Greeny's doing his whole, I'm actually the captain of overreactions or whatever he calls himself. And he's saying, I might be a prisoner of the moment, but that Cowboys game proved they're back. I'm sitting there like, oh, my gosh, this theater of the mind.
Yes.
And that Dallas defense did not prove anything against Geno Smith and whatever's left of that Raiders offense. Like Chip Kelly, you're going to be out of a job.
They have a nice tight end.
Yeah.
That's
right. They do.
In Las Vegas.
They do.
Okay.
A nice tight end in Las Vegas.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. But
see what I did there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But going through, like, the reasons I've gotten for being insecure so far. The offense. I just laid out the Dallas defense. No Lane Johnson. Everyone's pointing to the record without Lane Johnson. And so that I would say, hey, if Dallas still had a guy that we've talked about already this season multiple times, Mike Parsons, maybe I'd feel a little bit different about that.
Right.
They got to Geno Smith, but they got to Geno Smith. And then the Eagles defense against Pickens and Lamb. And I'm just curious, if we spent all week talking about just how good this defense is, how this defense can carry them, and then we go into a game on Sunday where we're like, you know what, actually, maybe the defense is going to get exposed. Did you ever really believe in the defense in the first place? That's the question for people. Like, I just want to know, and I'm curious to open this up to people at 610-632-0975. Why exactly I should feel insecure about a team all week. We were like, wow, back-to-back weeks, offense was a no-show, and they were able to take down 2 of the top teams in the NFC. Now we got a team with a losing record in the Cowboys that the last time you saw them was Monday night against the Raiders. And, hey, good for you. Win the games you're supposed to. That's how you make the playoffs in the NFL. That's how you keep a season alive, and that's how you keep ESPN programs. Like, I get it. But this is a team I watched, 3 weeks ago lose to Jacoby Brissett and the Cardinals? It's not exactly like this is the, 85 Bears that are coming in here to play.
That Packers squad put 40 on them, didn't
they? They did.
And they didn't even lose that game.
Yeah. Hey, that one wasn't on love. You can't pin that one on love, Harry Mays.
No, I'm not. But, yeah, you talk about the Lane Johnson thing is real. That's legit. I mean, they're 15 and 24 in games where he has not played, including playoffs. That is a legitimate insecurity. Maybe the whole insecurity should revolve around that.
All right. If that's the biggest insecurity, I can understand it, but I still sit here and say, you know what? we've now seen him go in and out of the lineup a number of times, and it's not that Fred Johnson is Lane Johnson, but I do feel comfortable with him out there, even without Lane, against a team that has gotten pressure over the last couple weeks and did improve themselves at the deadline, but is not one of the best in terms of getting after the quarterback in the NFL.
Right, but when they try to do this heavy package where they put 6 offensive linemen, now you're looking at probably Matt Pryor being lineman number 6 instead of Fred Johnson.
That's fair.
Next to Lane.
What? Cam Latu able to block up there? I need some more Cam Latu in my life. All right, coming up, I want to get to the soap opera because it's been
You
fun.
can't resist. We just had 10 good minutes of football discussion.
I know.
You can't resist.
We want to talk about the X's and O's, man. Forget what they're saying. There's going to be a game played out there on the field. Yeah, we got to talk about what they're saying. A.J. Brown wanted to be asked about Dallas. What he said that in response to, concerning. And also brought up Saquon's name in a way that I didn't want him to. We'll get to that. And just how excited I was about the way Hurts dealt with things is about as disappointed as I am with the way A.J. Brown dealt with that. But I want to hear from you today. Why should I be insecure? Are you insecure on this game on Sunday? Because I felt the cowards, Kyle DeRulo is the only coward. The rest of you, I understand. 610-632-0975. I want to understand why you feel that way. Alongside Harry Mays, I'm Ray Dunn. This is Middays with Marks here on 97.5, The Fanatic. Hey. Welcome back in. Middays with Marks here on 97.5 The Fanatic alongside Harry Mays. I'm Ray Dunn. The toughest thing about filling in for especially a newer show with the new return music is as much as I'm used to hearing it, John's got the pacing in his head for the song when it comes back. Me, not necessarily all of it's my music.
Right.
So the pacing for coming back to one of those songs, I always feel like I'm offbeat.
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 That's no way to start a segment.
No way to start a segment. No. Well, listen, we shouldn't go offbeat. We can't get too far away from the birds.
Right.
And by birds, I mean the owls, obviously. We're talking Tulane, Temple, tomorrow. This is the show that would do it, though.
Stop. No, it won't. No, it would not.
Come on.
No way.
Come on.
No way. You can't drag me in there.
I got my Temple hoodie on, too, for you.
There you go. Yeah.
Right.
Look, 3 owls got together. How about it?
Yeah. Okay.
Sean Rodman produced the show. Sean will have the news at noon today.
Oh, Rodman's doing the news at noon?
Yeah, he's taking the news at noon. So
now, is this fully prepared already?
Yes.
Wow.
It's fully prepared.
He got the news this morning, and he just went to work.
Or did you just ship him the one that you were going to do?
No, he actually didn't even get the email this morning because usually the email goes from me to John of like, here's some of the things that we'll get into. Here's some of the things that I'm thinking.
Right.
And also my news at noon is included in that email.
I never get that email.
No.
On the days that I'm here.
Yeah, no.
So I'm really not a part of the show.
You are, but we like to surprise everyone that comes in. There is not a single co-host that gets that email.
Nobody's prepped.
Yeah, no.
That sits in this chair.
It's a blind reaction type thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a real test of the chemistry.
Okay.
We should copy you guys. I just don't think you don't have a account with the
Fanatic
yeah,
email? I used to.
Yeah.
Of course, but not anymore.
It would make sense how you used to.
No,
Yeah.
Not anymore.
All right. Well, we got
I used to have a key card, too, to get into the damn building.
That's the most absurd thing. Is every day I hear a knock from you, from Jason,
Amy.
Yeah. I think Amy finally got one.
Oh, okay.
I think Amy got one.
All right.
Because Amy's been.
She passed the test.
Yeah,
then.
she passed the test.
Okay.
We're still working on you guys. All right.
I'm waiting for my blood test to come back. Yeah, but I think we're gonna try to have Jason on today.
Yes, that's
we had a
the
big
hope.
night last night.
That was so great.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
I don't mean to derail you. Go ahead.
No, it's all right.
Let's get to the A.J. Brown.
Let's get to the birds. All right, back to the Eagles here. A.J. Brown at his locker yesterday. Another just masterclass in giving us content, pretty much. That's the way this went yesterday. I don't know. Someone will say, what do you want him to say? Not what he said. I don't have the exact script because I don't work in PR.
Let's hear what he said.
First, we'll start with him being asked about the reports on Jalen Hurts and people being bothered by the offense. Take a listen.
AJ, there was a report that there was some frustration from players on offense with Jalen Hurts.
Ask me about Dallas. Thank you.
Ask me about Dallas.
Ask me about Dallas.
You're not good with that? That was kind of a Belichickian answer right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's on to the Cowboys.
He's on to the Cowboys, a guy that's reportedly had issues with the quarterback when unnamed players are going to the media talking about how bothered they are by the offense, and he's been talking on social media for weeks about being bothered by the offense. He just wants to be asked about Dallas.
Well, he's moved on.
Moved on.
Maybe somebody came to him and said, listen, no more of this. I don't know.
Moved on. You
See, you're going to have a problem with it, whatever he says. Because I'm fine with on to Dallas. I'm on to Dallas.
I want to be on to Dallas. When he says, ask me about Dallas, there's not a piece of you that's like, oh, man, that's pretty much confirmation of
Well, if
his
you don't have something good to say,
frustrations.
don't say anything. I was always told that, right?
Yeah.
I never listened to it, and hence I'd, stir up trouble.
Right, you went to Sports Talk Radio.
Exactly. That's why I'm doing
It's
this.
a pipeline for people that
Right.
when they have something bad to say, they want to say it.
Right. But I'm actually okay with that.
All right, so you're okay just totally sidestepping it, saying, ask me about Dallas. Basically, like, you don't want to know what I have to say
He's
about
not
that.
taking the bait today, okay, or yesterday. He's on to the game. He's focused on the opponent.
Okay.
You're not good with that.
I'm not buying it, is basically what it is.
okay.
I'm not buying that he's focused on the opponent.
Wow. Man,
Like
what's a guy to do?
What's a guy to do? It's a great question. All right, then you know what, we'll play the, Harry, what do you think of this? Harry, what do you think of when he's asked about whether or not he's lost a step? This is how he answers.
There's some speculation out there that you are not the same player. So what would you say to those people?
I guess Saquon ain't the same player either. Then. It's all right. But I don't got no comment about that. I don't care about that.
You obviously don't believe it.
Y'all don't believe that.
I didn't say it.
Okay. Okay.
He's
Attention.
obviously joking.
Yeah, he's obviously joking.
About Saquon.
He is joking about Saquon.
Because the inference is, hey, this offense isn't performing. You're asking me if I'm not the same player. Well, obviously, Saquon isn't doing what he did last year
Right.
either.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong
Right.
about that. He's not wrong about when we've talked about him over the last couple of weeks. The way we've continued to come down is maybe not the way I would handle it, but he's not wrong.
He speaks the truth.
Except yesterday when he just was just giving you this smug smile and just, you know what, I'm not
Yeah.
going to say anything.
Well, I think as a fan, I'd be good with that because I don't want any more of this stuff right now. I really don't.
Yeah,
I
mean, I
want to
don't
focus on the football.
I would love to focus
I
on.
want to focus on getting the offense back to looking somewhat like it did last year. I don't think it's at this point capable of being what it was last year because of all the injuries and so forth with the offensive line. But I'd like to see, something that somewhat reminded me of what this team was capable of.
Yeah.
And it start this week. Let's go.
It needs to start this week.
Okay.
I mean, we've been saying it needs to start this week for how many weeks at
Yeah.
this point? We say, oh, look at that depleted
Right.
Lions secondary.
Well, yeah, right, because we were looking at the gauntlet of the schedule. And, starting after the bye with the 3 games. They've gotten through the first 2 with great defense. And that's where I think my focus also is with this Cowboys game. Dak Prescott did not see this defense in week 1.
No. Didn't even
Okay.
see the best player on the defense at all.
2 of them,
Yeah.
both named Jalen.
Yes.
Okay? They spell it different, but there's 2 new Jalens, coming in this Sunday. And that's where I'm focused because if I'm Dak Prescott, it's like, man, what did we do week 1 against the team we saw? And now we got this team coming in, playing at the top of their level.
So I'm just curious to put a bow on what AJ just said in those 2 clips.
Yes.
Because obviously a lot was made, and when I heard them, the one thing to me, when he's asked about Jalen in the reports, I don't need him to go Terrell Owens, he's my quarterback, and, start breaking down. No, I love him. No, that's my guy. Because
That's my quarterback.
that's my quarterback. I don't need that from him. I don't need it. But when he says, ask me about Dallas, there's the sidestep of basically, you know the answer. Everyone in this scrum knows the answer. I'm not going to give you that answer. And I guess there's no better way there's no good way that we get to the end of the real answer.
What was the real question again, that one?
You want to?
Because I couldn't hear the guy. So just
So
tell me
the real question was, there's obviously been reports about Jalen. What do you make of what's been said about him and players on offense being frustrated with him?
Okay.
Frustrated.
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 Frustrated. According to you.
Frustrated.
Yes.
I've been working on it all week, Harry.
Okay.
Working on my pronunciation.
Is that what you're also doing in Richmond in the hotel room?
Yes. I had it blocked out from 11 to 12. Frustrated was the.
Do you look in the mirror when you do it?
No.
okay.
I actually was going Aaron Rodgers darkness retreat. It was dark in the hotel room. All I was looking right ahead at the wall. Frustrated.
Nice.
Frustrated.
Well, it's worked.
Yes.
It's working.
It's so far.
Keep doing
Just give it a week. I'll be right back to frustrated. Speaking of frustrated, this offense. One thing that A.J. Brown said that it wasn't so much that bothered me. It was a sign of the times. We just kind of got into it offensively, how much they need this week. He used the word desperate. The word desperate was used to him, talking about the Cowboys and how desperate they are for their playoff lives. But A.J. Brown responded talking about desperation for this offense. We're going to play that for you coming up and get into, if not now, then when for this offense. Alongside Harry Mays, I'm Ray Dunn here in for Johnny Marks on Middays with Marks on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Maxie drops a 50-piece. I'm Sean Rodman, and this update is brought to you by Morgenstern Hair Restorations. Great teams stick together, and so does great hair. Morgenstern Hair Restoration Championship results. Visit morgensternhair.com or call 610-980-4000. Tyrese Maxey set a career high last night with 54 points, leading the Sixers to a win over the Bucks in the second leg of a back-to-back. Sixers are back in action on Sunday at home against the Heat. The Eagles will wear its Kelly Green jerseys on Sunday. Lane Johnson has already been ruled out. Cam Jurgens was limited at practice yesterday. He's still in concussion protocol. We'll keep an eye on that for Sunday. And after practice yesterday, A.J. Brown was asked about the report regarding people in the organization frustrated with Jalen Hurts. Here's his answer.
Ask me about Dallas. Thank you.
Nick Sirianni is scheduled to speak to the media at 11:50, and ESPN's Tim McManus will join us at 12:55. And the Union hosts NYCFC on Sunday at 7:30 in the second round of the playoffs. You can listen to the game right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. This update is also brought to you by Fox One. Fox One is your streaming home for the NFC playoffs on Fox. See who steps up and who goes down this week. Don't miss the Eagles take on the Dallas Cowboys. Download the Fox One app to stream Fox 1, live sports streaming now. I'm Sean Rodman on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Ricky Bo, Silvana Kettler, Unfiltered. Phil had the big night out last night at the Green Parrot. They had the Sixers watch party.
I was there with him.
Oh,
Wow,
were ya?
I love that spot up there.
Oh, it's a great spot.
It's good.
Yeah, it's right by where I grew up, so I figured I'd stop by.
Okay.
How was that?
It was good.
I mean, the Green Parrot's so much fun. You could have fun in spite of the fact that Bill Codler's standing next to you.
That's true, especially
true.
when the Sixers are playing and they end up, getting a nice win with Tyrese Maxey just going off.
Absolutely.
I think he just got the word that I bet him a couple of weeks ago for the MVP.
Yeah, you've got it at really, really good odds.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about
is it now?
half it now.
I'm at 150.
It's 80 right now.
80.
So you're almost halfway down.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
SGA still the favorite?
Yeah.
Okay.
SGA and Jokic are the favorites. Could you believe that?
Yeah. Hard to believe.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But a lot's being mentioned on the stream, on the chat about Rodman's updates.
Yes. So this has become a bit of a running, I don't want to say bit, but like running gag on Sean, on Austin. They get more on Austin. So, and I don't want to blow up Austin's spot here, but during the makeshift middays run, where there's 7 weeks where it was just me and then
A rotating chair.
cast of
Yes.
characters.
I've been a
two
part of
chair-
that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know exactly what you're talking
You know
about
about a makeshift midday
Oh,
show?
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
during that time, Sean was one of the producers filling in, and Austin was one of the producers. And Austin, they get after him more because one of his news at noons, he might have forgot to bleep something.
Oh.
So a little Chris Long F-bomb went over the airwaves that he had to dump.
Gotcha.
And it doesn't dump on the stream.
No, it doesn't dump on the stream.
Yeah.
But it doesn't go over the air. So,
Right.
So
No, we're still safe.
Rodman's safe.
Well, that was Austin. For Rodman, they get
Oh,
after the update reads.
Oh.
They
Yes.
attack his update reads.
Okay. Well, I think they pay attention to everything.
They do.
So, like the angle of his neck with the microphone.
Well, listen, I don't usually wear a hat, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to sit here with the hat and
because of the brim?
because of the brim.
Yeah.
That's why I don't wear a hat when I'm usually on air.
Well, why don't you turn it around?
I don't think this hat looks great backwards. That's the problem.
Oh,
And-
you're not a tough guy? You can't pull it off?
Oh, so he's about the look.
Yeah.
You
Well,
see?
This is
specifically
radio, bro.
This is radio. The most important thing is what goes into this microphone and comes out to the speaker. Okay? It's not about your face. It's not about your
It
clothes.
was about his face. I mean,
Yeah. Seriously. These guys are about their look.
so
It's a YouTube show.
yeah, Robin, this is the way you deal with this. You take the hat off.
No, you don't. This hat's been on all day. I've been up since 4. We don't want to see the hat hair.
See?
Who are you? You got a
See?
girlfriend. What are you doing to impress
See
out
what I
there?
I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm just not trying to have them clip me with my head.
You would prefer this look
Right.
of you like trying to get water from the spout reading the update?
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. We'll play around with it over the next few updates. See how it goes.
Unbelievable.
All right. Well, regardless, we've had now the over the last 2 weeks with John was out last Thursday and obviously the last 2 days. Patricia, Austin, and Rodman. So
Right.
they've been battling it out, and Nate's now jumping in the YouTube chat, battling out. We had a couple of times had feedback over the last, I guess, Thursday and then last Thursday. Just associate producer, like on associate producer crime here.
Oh,
which is
really?
like fill-in producer crime, which has been
I
tough.
love that.
Yeah, Nate.
Yeah.
Nate texted it to me. I remember the one that was me.
That was mean. That like I thought they were just being funny back there. Someone texted that in, and then him sending you that text. I was like, Rodman, let Rodman rest. He came in for the morning show. There's no need to just fire that ricochet shot
Right.
at him. Not even a ricochet shot. It was a shot right at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good promo, though, for feedback.
That's
Final
good stuff.
segment of the show. 610-632-0975. Give us name, location. You can text in your feedback on anything we're getting into or anything you think about us. You know, Rodman, does he have a face for radio? Yes or no?
or
Well, you can't
apparently
see
my
his
neck
face
for-
because of the brim of the hat.
Yes. It's a good point. Yeah, he does have it low, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not my day. It's not my day.
It is your day. You're hanging out with us,
It
Rodman.
just started.
It's Friday. You're going to be fine. All right. The Eagles' offense is desperate to get going. We're desperate to get this back on the rails.
All right,
A.J.
sorry.
Brown was asked about the desperation the Cowboys feeling coming into this game. And as much as he wanted to be asked about Dallas, he took this as a way to get back to talking about the Eagles' offense. Take a listen.
For the Dallas team, they're going to probably come in desperate, right? I mean, and you can bury them with a win, more or less.
We desperate too. We trying to get it going. We desperate too.
Desperate to get it going. And I think we all feel that from the outside. From the
Yeah.
inside, they certainly feel that. We've had the conversation, and I think I said it on pregame on Sunday afternoon with Connor. Like, if they can't get it going against the backups for the Lions secondary, when will they? Well, luckily, they welcome in one of the worst defenses statistically this season into their schedule this week when they go down to Dallas. Is this well, if they can't get it going here, when will they?
We're going to be saying this every weekend until they do it.
Right.
I mean, really.
But I guess when would be the point when we stop expecting it? Because they have the talent for us to continue to expect it. But at what point do you look at the answer of, well, I just hope this defense is able to shut everyone down the rest of the way?
Well, I mean, if they're scoring sub 20,
right
here, pretty much, against Dallas, against the Bears, then they got a couple against the Commanders, right? Or what? They got the Raiders.
Yeah.
I mean, they can win games.
They can win.
Those teams
Oh yeah, for sure.
Easily. I mean, they beat the Packers and the Lions by scoring 17, 16 points.
Which is kind of the question of if they don't get it going offensively, we still believe in their ability to win football games.
You can win.
But do we stop pretty much with this phrasing? Because I'm kind of sick of, as much as I'm sick of the AJ conversation, I'm sick of dropping the line of, well, if it's not this week,
Right.
when is it going to be? I think I have to just drop that from the lexicon. At some point it has to happen.
Well,
when should I drop it?
I think it'll continue until they meet the Rams in the playoffs.
Good.
Because then if they don't do it, they're probably out.
Yeah. They probably are.
If you're trying to look ahead and say, who's the team now that you're worried about? For me, it's now the Rams.
Yeah, I think it's elevated to that for the Rams. And it's interesting, though, because as much as we talk about how tight these games have been and how tough it's been for the Rams, that game against the Seahawks, you should have smoked them. 4 interceptions, the opposing quarterback.
Did they have 5 turnovers?
Yeah,
total and
I think it was 5 turnovers. Anytime the margin of victory is smaller than the number of interceptions thrown by the opposing quarterback,
right,
you definitely left some meat on the bone.
Right, you whistled past the graveyard.
Yeah, the fact the Seahawks had a chance to win that game late is terrifying in that regard. But of this conference, the Lions, I think you could take care of them. Packers, I think you could take care of them. I know you beat the Rams, but I think we all sit there and say, man, God bless Jordan Davis for the fact that right now you have the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Well, you're thinking about this in terms of who could come here and do it.
Yeah.
Okay, because right now you've got the home field. As bad as the offense has looked, you control tiebreakers for home field on everybody.
Could we just root for snow again? Because that seems to be the way to beat the Rams on that one. That would be the way I'd feel good going into that one.
January or in this part of the country, I don't even know if you have to root for it. You can just show up.
Hey, they're saying again, the meteorologists are saying for the 5th consecutive year, this is going to be the year we remember about snow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
hopefully,
right.
Hopefully they're wrong.
Meteorologists are doing about as well as I'm doing locks of the week over the last couple weeks.
Did you miss last week?
Packers, man, -7.5. They win by 7.
Yeah, you got to get away from that team.
I might just do it again I might do it again this week.
I might take them this week.
It's a toxic relationship for me, Harry. I can't get out of it.
It is.
I can't quit love.
I had Pittsburgh last week, and that was a tight game.
It was a tight game
until they blew it open in the 4th quarter.
Hey, good for you. Guy like me can't be so lucky. All right, coming up, you sent me this. It's Mike Florio, who was on with Rich Eisen.
Not one of my favorite pundits.
No.
And when the landscape.
When he calls this story underblown, I almost want to fight him as a local guy in this area. All right, yeah, maybe to you because you fill a national show, and maybe you feel like you should be talking more about it and you're being told to talk less about it. I've talked about this a ton, but he's diving into the A.J. Brown saga, the offensive saga that we've had here in Philadelphia, and what he thinks it means for the Eagles. We'll play that for you coming up next, react to it as we continue on here. Alongside Harry Mays, I'm Ray Dunn. Middays with Marks right here on 97.5 The Fanatic, and I am Ray Dunn telling you about FanDuel Friday. In partnership with Valley Forge, it's turning up with NBA Happy Hour. I could tell you as a man that's going to enjoy a happy hour this evening, this is the type of happy hour that I want to have. Every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern, FanDuel is dropping limited time specials that get you in the zone. Boosts, bonuses, surprise, all designed to bring that Friday energy. It isn't just another promo. It's your weekly pregame. You're getting ready to go out. You know you're going to go out somewhere. We're on the TV. It's going to be some game in the association. So you're going to want some sort of action to keep an eye up there on that television when the conversation gets bored. And this is NBA Happy Hour every Friday, 6 to 7:30 Eastern, right here on FanDuel, the only sportsbook partner of the NBA. Visit FanDuel.com/endzone. That's FanDuel.com/endzone to grab your reward before the clock expires. 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. I'm on a need-to-know basis.
Well, I need to know.
Yeah, well, you need to know. I need to know. But, hey, I don't know. Who knows? Next Friday, I can tell you where I'll be. Not here.
Next Friday, I'll be in with John, and we got the Bears game later in the afternoon, but there'll obviously be a pregame show.
Right.
How long is the pregame show?
Usually 3 hours.
3 hours.
3 hours.
So do you think they'd start at noon for that 3 o'clock?
Probably.
3 o'clock game or 3:30?
I believe that's what I heard is going to be the plan.
All right. Oh, look at this.
All right. Rodman's got some information.
There you go.
I believe I'm with you and John on next Friday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you're going to be in the Bahamas.
I'll be in the Bahamas.
Now,
I'll send you guys a picture from the beach.
Yeah, we want a picture of the beach on the beach with a smoke and a dart.
Not smoking a dart,
preparing for your game against Michigan State, drinking a Mai Tai. Okay, can you send us that?
I don't know because it's game day. If I send a picture of me drinking a Mai Tai on game day,
Well, it could be a virgin Mai Tai, just so it has a thing in the.
Do I look like a guy
umbrella.
that's going to be like, hey, let me spend $1 million for something that's not going to get me a little buzzed? Come on.
Yeah, I forgot who I'm dealing with.
Yeah, seriously, Harry. Come on. Actually, that's a great setup by you right there. In about an hour's time, we're going to play a game I'm calling Drinking with Harry.
Oh.
And it's just Harry giving me drinking advice.
Okay. Don't start.
Too late.
Yeah.
Too late. You've known me for how long?
Yeah.
What, 6 weeks? I think you've already realized it's too late for that.
Yeah, it's too late.
We'll play that game coming up. What we're going to play for you now is Mike Florio. And we cut this up into 2 clips because Florio, if you haven't noticed, has a tendency to just ramble. And just, he's got one of those, and I'm not that everyone's immune to it, but he's one of the media types that's like, what I'm saying is so much more important than anything you've ever thought.
Right.
And sometimes I think he gets carried away, like no one else has had this thought before.
Right. There's kind of an air about him.
Right.
I could see
He
that.
exists up here. The rest of NFL media exists down here.
Right.
So this is Mike Florio's very original thought process on the Eagles, A.J. Brown, the offense, and Jalen Hurts. We're going to start with how he opened up talking to Rich Eisen.
The Eagles' offense continues to be one of the both most overblown and underblown stories in the NFL, if that's possible. Because a lot of people are talking about it, but not enough people are talking about it. And not enough people are really getting down to the root cause. It isn't just A.J. Brown being a diva, because he's not. We were talking about this today on PFT Live. He is sufficiently selfless that he is willing to come off as selfish by speaking out, because we will react to someone like A.J. Brown thinking he just wants more targets.
Now, that start right there.
Yeah.
A lot to break down from it. Underblown nationally, maybe.
Until this week.
Yeah.
See, this week is when it gets blown. Because they play Dallas, and they play in the second window game. It's the big national 425 game, and all the pregame shows are going to be talking about it.
Right.
Guaranteed.
Yes. ESPN, I'm sure. Schefter this week, Schefter's Sunday morning story, which is my favorite thing in the world, that I wake up a little delayed on a Sunday morning.
Okay.
I roll over, and there's like a notification that Adam Schefter's reporting something that happened like weeks ago, but it's like the lead story for ESPN Countdown, because it's like, all right, this is the day that it matters for the NFL schedule.
Right.
And that'll be this week. We're going to get some sort of, I think, A.J. Brown drop or Eagles drop in the morning and a lead countdown. Jay Glazer's going to do 60 seconds on the Eagles. You're right. It will lead all the pregame shows.
This is the week where it really becomes a national story.
Right.
And then they play in the standalone game next Friday.
That's right.
Okay, so this is the perfect time for this thing to snowball into a big national story, unless the Eagles come out offensively and put up 30-plus against Dallas.
AJ's right. We should be desperate. We should be desperate for them to get it going offensively. The last thing I need is while I'm drinking my virgin Mai Tai in the Bahamas.
Preparing for a basketball game against Michigan State.
Preparing A.J. Brown content for the next week.
Yes.
Damn. But when he's talking about, like, it being selfless, there's a point to it where, like, he is taking a little bit of the heat for what this offense is and taking the attention. And I thought Sirianni did a good job of that last week when he did the whole I knew the play that was called. He knew that everyone was going to rip him for being like, yeah, you didn't call that play. Like, you sound like an idiot right now. But he wanted to take the PR hit. Brown's taking some of it, but some of it does feel like the jab, knowing what you know about him and Jalen Hurts, like a jab at the quarterback, like, just give me the freaking football so I can shut up and we can go win some football games. Like, we'll be better if I get the ball. He's not wrong about that. The way some of the ends he's gone to it have been ridiculous.
Right. But getting back to Sirianni, he did fall on the sword when asked by the media, but he's so emotional during the game, like at that point in time, he showed everybody that it wasn't his call. Like, why? Or whatever he said.
Yeah. Sirianni exists in two incredible dichotomies. The guy that's like just totally unhinged on the sideline, and also the guy
yelling at fans, yelling at opposing players.
He is a glass case of emotion when it comes to himself, and yet somehow he has kept this entire operation buttoned up amidst chaos in terms of the soap opera drama.
It's buttoned up, but there are leaks.
Right. It's buttoned up to the fact they keep winning.
Right.
Like, that's the thing. I think, and this
kept it on the rails.
Yesterday, I started the show with this idea because I heard the morning guys talking about how much credit they were giving to Hurts for the way he handled everything Wednesday. And I was like, the credit I'm giving right now is Sirianni for this could break a weaker organization and break a coach that doesn't have as good a handle on the culture of the locker room. I know on the field he's part of the problem because that offense is a part of what he wants offensively.
He's got his fingerprints all over that.
Yeah. So on the field, he's part of creating the problem, but the reason the problem hasn't broke them, I think, is what he does well off the field as the CEO. And I think
fair point.
I think that's a little underblown in the credit that we give out. Now, Florio continues, breaking the news to us that there might be something wrong between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts. Robin, give us what Florio had to say about the two of them.
He wants more catches. He wants more yards. He wants more touchdowns. No, he wants the offense to be better. And his point is, you can't just say everything's fine because we win the game. At some point, the defense isn't going to bail us out. Special teams isn't going to bail us out. We need to gain yards and score points if we want to win games when they matter most. And there's this tension that continues to be unexplored, and I credit the Eagles for concealing it as well as they have. There's something going on between Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. You've got Brown saying winning isn't enough. You've got Hurts saying winning is enough. And you've got situations where A.J. Brown is open and he's not getting the football.
So, kind of the insinuation there at the end is that there are problems between one another is the reason that Hurts isn't finding A.J. Brown. When I hear him say that, his insinuation is Brown's open, Hurts is almost doing it out of spite.
Well, yeah, but then you also have the other side of it where a couple of times where he has thrown to him, he's quit on some routes.
Yes.
So it's you know what I mean? Like, you can't have it both ways.
No, you can't.
Right?
Again, this to me, when you clock in to do your job, you clock out. Nobody's forcing you guys to go to the hotel bar together. Nobody's forcing you guys to have a family gathering. Just you run the route you're supposed to run. Keep running all the way through the end of the route. You, when he's open, throw the football to him.
It's not like if you and I were in Richmond together on Tuesday. We would have, done the game and then maybe gone to the Paper Moon or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Absolutely. Yeah. The dynamic between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts could not be further from the dynamic between Harry Mason
Exactly.
and I. Yes. The two of us didn't know each other 6 weeks ago, and it's only gotten better.
But your point is well taken. They don't, they're there to win football games, which they are doing.
Yes.
But we all know that it just doesn't look right.
And here, AJ, if you want out after the season, that's a conversation you have
we'll
after the
talk
season.
about that.
Yes.
In February.
You know what's great for a guy that wants to go to the Hall of Fame? A second ring.
Exactly.
You go and have 4 more 1,500-yard seasons somewhere else after this season. That's great. What's great for a guy that wants to get to the Hall of Fame? A second ring, and then go have yourself a time with whatever gunslinger you want to play with.
Yep.
Like,
yeah,
you can win 9 games. It's not going to affect your legacy as a wide receiver. For Jalen Hurts, you're both similarly driven. Jalen Hurts wants greatness, and he wants greatness, but it's the greatness that he's going to find through winning the football game.
Right, but he doesn't look for – part of his greatness isn't revolved around his own stats.
Right.
It's about the score on the scoreboard at the end of the game.
And to his credit, his position is graded on that more than any other position in all of sports, really. For A.J. Brown, his position is graded on the production. No one – when the Vikings lose, we don't hear, hey, Justin Jefferson really screwed them. It's no, J.J. McCarthy stinks.
A wide receiver can get to Canton on a bad team.
Right.
Okay, it's happened a lot.
Megatron.
Yep, exactly.
Nobody ever sits
funny
there.
You brought that up because that's exactly the guy I was thinking of initially.
I want to meet the radio show host that opens up with, well, actually, Calvin Johnson's not a Hall of Famer because his team didn't win enough.
Right.
Like, no one.
Neither was Barry Sanders, for that matter. Right?
Keep coming back to the Lions. Really,
I'm picking on the Lions.
Yeah, I mean.
But, yeah, the point is, like a quarterback on a bad team that doesn't win, I mean, you'd have to put up, unbelievable. I don't even know how you would do it.
Yeah.
If you're going to throw for 300 yards every week and a couple of
Well,
times, you'd have to throw some picks. You're not going to get there.
Rivers,
right?
It's probably like, I don't think
Phillip Rivers belongs in the Hall of Fame.
and
in my opinion.
that'll be the one that, like, stat wise,
They never won the whole thing, but they
Right.
were very successful for a long period of time.
That's fair. Yeah. You would have to be like 400 yards a week.
Don't come
8,
to me
9.
with Phillip Rivers slander.
I'm not. I wasn't Rivers. I was saying he was a Hall of Famer.
I'm joking.
I'm not. I know there's some people that, for some reason, I know people that are very obsessed with taking down the Phillip Rivers. Like people that it always amazes me in this market that have a very strong agenda to someone that played in an entirely different market that
Right.
like just want to tear down legacy. It always amazes me.
Yeah.
I never understand that. I got plenty of issues here at home in Philadelphia before
Right.
I go worry about what Phillip Rivers is. That'll be a summer show. We'll do that in the summer. Phillip Rivers, Hall of Famer, 610-632. Speaking of quarterbacks and winning, Adam Shine went on his show, talked about the quarterback matchup this
Shine
week.
on Sports, or
No.
which show are we talking about here?
I think it's Time to Shine.
Oh, boy.
It's whatever's on Mad Dog Radio.
Okay.
Yeah. He talked about the battle of quarterbacks this weekend. And I think you know where I'm going if I'm going to play this audio for you about the quarterback that he would want in this game.
Okay. Oh, it's going to be Dak Prescott.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
He's an apologist. Harry.
My good friend, Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a lot of good things to say about him. We'll play that coming up for you next. Break down the battle of the quarterbacks here and the dichotomy of this quarterback matchup. Alongside Harry Mays, I'm Ray Dunn. This is Middays with Marks right here at 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Maxey drops a 50-piece. I'm Sean Rodman, and Tyrese Maxey set a career high last night with 54 points, leading the Sixers to a win over the Bucks in the second leg of a back-to-back. The Sixers are back in action on Sunday at home against the Heat. The Eagles will wear its Kelly Green jerseys in Dallas on Sunday. Lane Johnson has already been ruled out. Cam Jurgens was the only limited participant at practice. He's still in concussion protocol. We'll keep an eye on him for his status for Sunday. After practice yesterday, A.J. Brown was asked about the report regarding people in the organization frustrated with Jalen Hurts. Here's his answer. And apparently it doesn't want to play, but essentially he said, next question. Nick Sirianni is scheduled to speak to the media at 11:50, and ESPN's Tim McManus will join us at 12:55. The Union hosts NYCFC on Sunday at 7:30 in the second round of the playoffs. So you can still listen to the game right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. And this update is brought to you by Fox One. Fox One is your streaming home for the NFC playoffs on Fox. See who steps up and who goes down this week. Don't miss the Eagles take on the Dallas Cowboys. Download the Fox One app to stream Fox One live sports streaming now. I'm Sean Rodman on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic.
ESPN HD1, Burlington, Philadelphia, Beasley Media Group station, broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. Harry, do we have an update on the updates?
Yeah, we do. The chat on the YouTube. And by the way, get to the YouTube channel, 97.5 The Fanatic, and subscribe and like. Okay, you got to hit the like button, too. But the chat is going crazy. They notice everything. And I guess Rodman had a little glitch in the last update where the cut didn't fire.
Yeah.
Which happens.
Been there.
That happens. But they're wondering if Trish is getting warm in the bullpen.
I don't know.
Is there a bullpen here?
Yeah, it's 4Q.
Studio,
yeah, 4Q. You just go sit in 4Q. You start reading updates.
Start doing updates. Start getting warm.
You don't get warm in there either.
No?
There's an ice box in there.
That's a good point. Bad studio to get warm. Maybe we'll send her to Menards to do some update reads.
Okay.
Do a couple commercial reads. That's what you need. Get yourself loose. Start to pronounce words that you don't know.
But he said Rodman said he was so concerned about the neck angle.
Yeah, I was thinking about the neck.
Yeah, that kind of screwed him up.
I realized that I have short arms, and I'm trying to reach the buttons over here to fire the audio that I didn't get it ready.
So at the combine, he would show up as a short arm.
Short arms.
Yeah.
Small hands. Yeah, you'd be a walking red flag.
Oh, I'm aware.
Yeah. Luckily, as a guy, you're not a walking red flag.
This is why I'm here and not at the combine.
No, I'm saying you're a nice guy.
Yeah. There should be a producer combine, though.
Oh, that would be great.
We should do that, actually.
That would be awesome.
You have certain rudimentary tasks, that each producer and update anchor would have to go through, and then sort of put them through it, put them through the rigors.
Oh. With their job or just athletically?
No, not athletic.
Okay, so
with their job.
With their job.
Yeah.
All right. I like the sound of that. Do I have to
Nobody
go through
wants to see Rodman run a 40.
I kind of do.
You do?
I mean, honestly, Rodman, the speed isn't what would concern me.
No.
It would be more like the vertical.
Okay.
Seeing him because he's vertically challenged.
Yeah, okay.
He's a short guy.
That's not his fault.
Yeah.
He's got to make up for it in other ways.
No.
Right?
I've seen him referred to in the YouTube chat before as a poor man's Egan.
I have. I've seen
that is really good.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good one.
That is really good, but not a guy you want to emulate as far. And I'm kidding. I love Pat.
Oh, yeah. Pat, I saw him at Temple, Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And I think recently he said, I posted a picture of one of my first days here, and now I look with the facial. He said I aged like a president. So, that's tough.
That's not a compliment.
No, it's not a compliment, which is why I felt comfortable taking the ricochet shot at Egan with the shot at Rodman.
That's pretty good.
But it's a Football Friday here on the Fanatic. It's brought to you by Norristown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Drive into great deals at the fall sales event at Norristown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and get great deals all month long on a Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram. Visit NorristownChryslerDodge.com. So on this Football Friday, we're talking about the matchup between the Cowboys and the Eagles. And the battle of the quarterbacks in this one. It's a great dichotomy in the sense that one is known for the numbers. When he plays a full season, he's going to put up pretty numbers. You're going to get to the end of the year. When we do the May news cycle where it's like, oh, the draft's over, we got to rank everyone.
Right.
We got to figure out where everyone fits. When Dak Prescott plays a full season, it's always fun because he's that 7 to 11 range where it's like, well, is he better than the quarterback that you have? Well, he's a Cowboys quarterback. If he was the quarterback in fill in the blank small market, would you care as much about him?
Right.
I love the Dak Prescott conversation for what it is because he hasn't won anything.
Right.
But he puts up pretty numbers. Jalen Hurts, for the national pundits, is quite the opposite. He wins. They don't like the numbers. Adam Shine on, sorry, I didn't go look up the name of the show.
Because he's got a lot of shows.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. Hey,
gets a lot of work.
He does.
Yeah.
Can't begrudge anyone that gets a lot of work.
No.
Good for you in that one.
Appreciate the hustle.
Yeah, he's on Mad Dog Radio.
Yes.
Because my algorithm's feeding me Mad Dog Radio.
Right. I think during our time slot.
Yeah.
10 to noon, I think.
Oh,
isn't it?
am I playing competing audio right now?
I think so.
Oh, great. Well, this was the last day I sit in this chair. Thanks, guys. This was real. Appreciate it. Adam Shine yesterday talking about the quarterback matchup on Sunday and his affinity for Dak Prescott.
I think Dak Prescott is a tremendous quarterback. I think Prescott is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. And I've said that. You want to talk about winning and finding ways to win a championship? I can't fight you on that. Pound for pound, tomorrow, you pick one, I pick one, I get first pick, I'm taking Dak Prescott. That's who I want as my quarterback. The Dallas Cowboys are...
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, he would go on in that segment and say Dak Prescott's name about 15 more times.
Right. Oh, he did.
That's what he does.
That was actually a short cut of, it was a 50-second clip, and he said Dak Prescott 12 times?
And it's always the complete name. pretty much.
Yes.
I think he just kind of fills up the time by doing that.
That's really smart.
Being a solo
Write
guy.
that down.
Yeah, when you're
Write
on
that down.
you're on by yourself.
On a weekend.
Like I used to do some weekend stuff way back in the day, or the Maze to Midnight, and you got, maybe very limited access to phone calls at 11:30 at night. You got to fill up the air sometime. Adam Shine's really good at that.
Yeah. I mean, hey, limited access to phone calls. Is that a weekend or is that just a weekday? Who knows? Hey,
Well, when a
610,
French guy comes in and puts in your phones, I think that's part of the problem.
wave the white flag on having any sort of phone
Blame
calls.
it on the French.
But what he says there
is ridiculous. Yes.
That's really the point
on
of
its
playing.
face. Yes.
This was not one of those, let's set this up where the two of us could debate the merits of the quarterback.
Right.
If you have to say in the midst of your evaluation of a quarterback, well, if you throw all the winning stuff to the side.
Yeah. How stupid do you sound?
Ridiculous.
I mean, let's disregard the championships and the playoff wins. All right, well, that being said, I'd still take Dak Prescott. Like, give me a break.
I saw, and I think it was one of the ESPN shows this week that was like, this is a legacy-defining 3 weeks for Dak Prescott. And someone quotes you with, 3 weeks in the regular season of his 10th year in the NFL is a legacy-defining week. Assuming nothing changes and the Cowboys don't run the table here, which I know, really bold of me not to assume, his legacy's set. He's going to be a guy that threw for a lot of yards, was the Cowboys quarterback, and never won anything.
Right.
He was a fine quarterback. He was a good NFL quarterback.
Yeah, he's solid.
He's a solid quarterback.
Yeah, he's got great weapons, too.
Yeah.
Especially this year with those two receivers.
No one ever points out that he doesn't win with great weapons.
Right.
No one ever. It's Jalen Hurts has great weapons. He wins. Well, it's the weapons.
Right.
It's what he has around him. I just thought that was a ridiculous. I more wanted to play that for the ridiculousness of the take than anything of like, I'll dive into what he had to say.
Yeah.
Prescott's a good quarterback.
He's good.
That if you don't believe that this secondary has found the answer of what it has at corner, could be an issue for you on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that needs everything around him to be in place. Dak.
Yeah.
And he's got two good receivers who are healthy now, so he's got a pretty good running back. He's got a chance to put up some gaudy numbers, and he'll do that every couple of weeks.
Yeah, that he will. And from that point, it's good for him. But
Right.
it's not anything. It's, again, goes back to the original question of today. And I'd love to hear from you at 610-632-0975 about the insecurity that set in. I got Colarulo freaking out at me because, I can't believe you would say that about me. Do I have to explain myself? There's a chance that he comes in and fights me in the 1 o'clock.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. At some point, it's going to boil over to where he's going to probably hit me. Like, I've accepted that.
Well, you give him this nickname. It's Cowardly Colarulo.
And it's just him sitting there saying, hey, have we overlooked this team? And on the surface, sure. Yeah, we've overlooked this team. Because the Eagles are good. I don't have to dive deep into this team and say, oh, yeah. Like, I've spent all week telling you how great I think the Eagles are. Am I supposed to now on Friday turn around and tell you, well, actually, this team that's 4-5-1 and lost to the Cardinals and just beat the Raiders is going to end up beating you?
Well, that's the thing. It's like all of a sudden this team puts up some nice numbers and beats the Raiders. They're all of a sudden capable of beating the Eagles' defense. It's just like what Detroit did the week before against Washington, who was a terrible defense at this point.
Right.
Okay, they put up all those numbers, and Dan Campbell's calling the plays.
Oh, there you go.
Everything's turned around. What did they look like?
Bill's more impressed because it's a team not coached by Dan Campbell.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is. He wasn't impressed by Lions because he knew Dan Campbell would shoot him in the foot. He's a big Schottenheimer guy, I bet.
Okay.
That's it. That's got to be what it is. While we're talking about the Cowboys, a notable Cowboys fan in the city of Philadelphia. Big night last night. Mentioned it earlier. Tyrese Maxey, the career-high 54 points. Nick Nurse talking after the game about him. We'll play that for you. But also, comparing his numbers through 15 games to Iverson's MVP year.
You have that?
Oh, it's not even close.
You have the numbers?
Oh, yeah.
All right, we'll do
that. And also, is Harry going to be a rich man by the end of the season? Can we start the campaign now? Alongside Harry Mays, I'm Ray Dunn, in for Johnny Marks here on Middays with Marks on 97.5 The Fanatic. Middays with Marks here on 97.5 The Fanatic alongside Harry Mays. I'm Ray Dunn in for Johnny Marks. Be back on Monday. He hands the reins to a pair of owls here that we're not getting into the game this weekend.
No, we are not.
We didn't, one thing we missed without John, because I'm not going to do this, I won't do this for myself, but we didn't play anything from the ESPN Plus call on Wednesday night.
Well, yeah, because I heard some things that I was tipping John off to.
Oh, so he was ready to go.
Yeah, he would have been. You took a shot at the Eagles offense
I did.
late in that game.
I did.
I thought it was brilliant.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. So,
I was listening.
So to set it up, Temple was throwing the ball in, and they were going with everyone along the baseline, and it looked like they were running a football play on the baseline out of bounds, trying to get it in late in the game. And they struggled to get the ball in late in that game. A couple timeouts. Hofstra took a timeout to see what they were seeing. I was like, it looked like a football play. I was like, I hope this goes. If this goes like the passing offense in South Philly, it's not going to be good. It's not going to work out for them. I realized as I'm taking that shot at the Eagles, I was like, there's 5 seconds left in this game. Am I really trying to do like my own version of, why about that Eagles passing offense right now at this point in the game? I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah,
there was a lot of second guessing on the way home. Like,
no, I thought it was great.
Time and place for you, Ray. People are stressed out about the result of this game, and here you are taking a shot at the Eagles passing offense.
That was great.
Oh, I appreciate it. But yeah, we got a couple weeks. The whole production crew down there is thrilled. They got 3 weeks, nothing happened at the Leah Center. They're going to be relaxing.
Well, yeah, they go to Orlando now.
Orlando, yeah. And the women's team's away for a little bit, too. Right. So they were relaxing down there. Now, speaking of basketball, teased it going to the break. Notable Cowboys fan, Tyrese Maxey, who I guess we're cool with because he's just carrying this team right now. We're just going to let him be a Cowboys fan. I know he's going to tweet something about it over the weekend. He's going to do something about it, and he should rep his city at home.
Yeah.
But the reason we're really cool with it is because...
He's not a phony.
No, he's not a phony. Is right now, through 15 games, Iverson won MVP back 2000-2001 season. I don't think I have to relitigate all that, that entire year for everyone. I think we all remember.
It was awesome.
I wish. I was alive.
You were?
Yes, I was alive.
Okay.
My memories of it.
How old were you?
You don't want to know.
You like 2? Less than 2?
Yeah.
Well,
I was born
like 6 months old?
Yeah, basically, when that season got started. Yeah. So
incredible.
I've got the Iverson jersey. I've got the Iverson jersey more as the fashion and more as the I remember when that guy came back to town type of deal instead of the I remember the good times with him. But you remember that MVP. You remember that MVP season. 31 points per game in that season. Averaged over 2 steals, 2.5 steals that season, just under 5 assists. So just looking at kind of the core lead guard, combo guard stats for him. Shot 42% from the field, 32% from 3. So that was his overall season stats. Through 15 games, could you guess what he was averaging?
Through 15 games?
Through 15 games, because we're through 15 with Tyrese right now.
Allen Iverson averaging 29.6.
23.1.
That's it.
That's it.
So he got off to I forgot.
Yeah.
A long time.
Well, exactly.
He got off kind of a little bit of a slow start.
He was
a
shooting,
guy who's going to win the MVP.
Right. And a different NBA. He's shooting 26% from 3 at the first 15 games of the season, under 40% from the field. Tyrese Maxey through 15 games right now, averaging 33.4 points per game, nearly 10 points per game higher than what Allen Iverson was in his MVP season, shooting 47% from the field, 42% from 3 right now, while averaging nearly 8 assists per game and a steal and a half. Now, no one's ever going to say, wow, look at that defense from Tyrese Maxey. It's improved. No one's ever going to look at and say that. But the scoring from him right now, when you consider all the moving parts in his backcourt with McCain being in, being out, being ineffective, slowly looking like he's figuring out his shot, VJ Edgecombe having the uneven start of a rookie that you would expect, a really good start, league figures him out, seems like he's starting to pick it back up again. And then the 2 stars, the 2 $50 million guys in and out of the lineup, the start that he's had to this season, if this team is able to claim a top 5
They're
seed,
6 now, I think.
Yeah.
Right now.
If they end up in a top 4,
top 4.
If they end up in the top 4, we're legitimately talking about us pushing the propaganda campaign at the end of the season for his MVP.
Oh, especially me.
Yeah, you of course.
No, I'm going to be leading the charge on that.
Harry.
Yeah.
Harry, well, we were talking about the Sixers a couple weeks ago. We're sitting here, and I'm where Sean Robin is right now, and I see Harry just kind of peeking down at the phone, just typing away.
That's how easy it is.
Yeah, it's a little scary there.
It is.
But Harry's looking at the phone, and I was like, all right, maybe I don't know if he didn't catch the game last night. Not
You
interested
thought
in
I
the
was
Sixers
texting
conversation.
somebody.
Yeah, I didn't know what you were
setting up
doing.
a golf game for Saturday morning.
Would I
something
be
like that.
surprised if you were setting up a golf game? during the
Absolutely
show?
not.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, what's he doing? And then by the end of the segment, you're like, all right, yeah, I've got him now. What do you have him at for MVP?
150.
150 to 1. He's down to 80 to 1.
Yeah.
It's
That's significant.
It's before Christmas. So it's before Thanksgiving. Hell, well, we're talking about it. So it's very early to get an MVP conversation. But what he's doing right now, to compare it to the last time we saw a guard win MVP here in Philadelphia, it's absurd.
It is. Now, a totally different game.
Right. Absolutely
with
different
the
game.
three-point shot and so forth. Iverson was never a great defender. Iverson would sit in the pass. He would guard the passing lanes, and that's how he'd get deflections and a lot of steals. He wasn't up in your mug, guarding inside your jersey.
The reason Tyrese is getting steals right now isn't because he's the one up in someone's.
No.
But it's really impressive, and this was the thing that stuck out to me from last night. Maxey, on the second night of a back-to-back, was on the injury report, and I think the injury report said quad. After the game, he's talking. He's like, yeah, my thigh was really bothering me last night after the game. Woke up, still sore, got treatment. It was stiff. Basically, he said, if I can run, I'm playing. They go to overtime.
Right.
And it doesn't look like he's lost a step.
No.
I was expecting that team to run out of gas last night.
Yeah, so was I.
I could tell you
Because of the
blank.
back-to-back and everything. Yeah, so was I.
I was like, Maxey came out in the second quarter and then requested to play the entire third quarter, was playing all the way deep into the fourth. They go to overtime. Like, there's no way this guy has any legs left.
Right.
He was on the injury report. They played last night. He's been the driving engine of this whole thing. He's playing the most minutes of anyone in the NBA. And yet, he's the one at the end of the game still driving the engine for him.
You would think some of those shots would start coming up with front end of the
Right.
rim,
I mean, the motor for him is absurd. It's relentless. And that's why, like, when we talk about the MVP conversation, I understand it's early. People are like, hear me say that, like, oh, come on. You listen to that homer on the radio talking about what he's doing right now, and is basically standing on the business that he said at Media Day of, I'm going to set the standard here. I'm setting the culture here. This is what we're going to be about. Because if you look down the bench and see Tyrese Maxey on the second night of a back-to-back where he was on the injury report, playing 46 minutes, putting up 50 points, and carrying you to a win in Milwaukee, like, why am I not going to run through a wall to play with that guy? And I love it.
Yeah. The only thing is that Jokic guy.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
He leads the league in assists and rebounds, and he's 7th in scoring.
Right. It's going to be tough to beat Jokic. It's going to be tough to beat SG. I mean, if the Thunder cruise through this season the way that it looks like they're going to, it's going to be tough for anyone to say SGA is not the MVP.
Right. He's averaging 32.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's right there with Max. Maxey right now is doing more with less than what SGA has. Like, they just have an incredible team. And it's not to discount the talent the Sixers have. It's just there's an uneven cast around him. Right now, I'm talking about the emergence of Andre Drummond's three-point shooting. The Thunder couldn't care less about that. Or VJ Edgecombe turning into something. The Thunder are like, yeah, we won the finals last year and we look better this year. Like, there's a reason why we're saying it's so impressive what Maxey's doing. But I just think the way he stood on what he said is the most impressive thing to me.
Yeah, I mean, last night overall was a great winter sports watch.
Yes.
Last night. I didn't watch hardly any of the football game.
I only got really there at the end. And I was at NBC, and so for the job I do over there, double overtime on a double game night is probably worst case scenario. I'm glad it ended up with 2 wins, but if we could start wrapping these things up in regulation, 4 of the last 5 Flyers games I've worked overtime. I've worked the only 2 Sixers games to go to overtime this year.
But at least you didn't have to go to the shootout.
Right. Well, yeah, that's true. Hey, glass half full, Harry, right there. Appreciate that from you. But it was an elite sports watching night for sports.
It was good.
And that Thursday night game. Woo.
Yeah. Buffalo stinks right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. A bunch of I'm on this text chain with all these guys, these degenerates, that are all, throwing in their bets and their over-unders on player performance and all this stuff. And my bottom line was Buffalo blows. that was my text to all of them. Okay? Just take it from me. This is before the game. Buffalo blows.
And they did a good job showing
Blows
you that.
with 3 Z's.
3 Z's.
3 Z's. Yeah.
Is it the number of Z's, the number of clunkers they've thrown up this season? It was 3 before the game. So
I think they've had more than 3 clunkers.
Yeah. Not great. Yeah. Speaking of the winter sports season, are we going to be talking to Martinez coming up here?
I sent him, actually left him a voicemail this morning driving in.
Okay.
After I talked to you.
Right.
Then I double that up with a text.
Yeah.
Because he's not an early riser. Okay?
Which I can totally understand.
Yeah.
I'm not going to complain about it because I'm on middays. The morning guys probably still listening before they take their midday nap.
And he was probably up late last night celebrating the big Flyer win.
Right. Makes sense.
And, being down there and, the ceremonial puck drop,
so
which he
great.
took part in, which was really cool. So, I was giving him a little latitude. But here it is, 11:22. We wanted him on at 11:25, and I still haven't heard from him.
All right. In that case, we're going to play a fun game coming up called Drinking with Harry.
Okay.
And I've got 2 things I need advice on.
It's before noon. We can't do any drinking with Harry, can we?
My parents were parrot heads. Our
It's
parrot
5
heads.
o'clock
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, if there's one thing I took from the way I grew up, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, all right? That thing's plastered on a couple of different walls.
Yeah, and shame on the people that give all the credit to that song to Alan Jackson, as great as he is. It's Jimmy Buffett. Okay.
I mean, Margaritaville, man. Come
Yeah,
on.
exactly.
Mr. Margaritaville sets us up. Yeah, Drinking with Harry coming up next.
All right.
We'll get Harry's advice on 2 different stories and 2 different situations I got in the drinking world. And he's Harry Mays. I'm Ray Dunn. This is Middays with Marks. Well off the rails here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Maxie drops a 50-piece. I'm Sean Rodman, and this update is brought to you by Groundworks. You're trained and certified expert for basement waterproofing and foundation repair since 1997. Book your free inspection at groundworks.com. Tyrese Maxey set a new career high with 54 points, leading to the Sixers' win over the Bucks in the second leg of a back-to-back in their overtime win. Sixers are back in action Sunday at home against the Heat. The Eagles will wear its Kelly Green jersey in Dallas on Sunday. Lane Johnson has already been ruled out. Cam Jerkins was limited yesterday at practice. He's still in concussion protocol. We'll keep you updated for his status for Sunday. After practice yesterday, A.J. Brown was asked about the report regarding people in the organization frustrated with Jalen Hurts.
Ask me about Dallas. Thank you.
Nick Sirianni is scheduled to speak to the media at 11:50 today, and ESPN's Tim McManus will join us at 12:55. Union hosts NYCFC on Sunday at 7:30 in the second round of the playoffs. You can listen to the game right here on 97.5 The Fanatic, and this update is also brought to you by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Sean Rodman on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Fanatic, and Harry, I got people now sending me their Maxi MVP bets.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, this guy got a 400 to 1.
Seriously?
Yeah, Casey, our boy Casey.
Now, I wonder when did he put that in? Did he say?
Let's see. When did you? I think I hit it. Plays October 2nd. He sent me the whole slip.
Okay.
Can I take the ID here and just get the payout instead of him? Casey, I might be taking your bet.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
400 to 1.
Nice.
That's like, what point do you think they start giving the cash out option?
Oh, man, it's way early for that.
It's early, but like, in February we could have that debate.
Yeah,
like post Eagles season, we could do a
All right,
an hour.
That might get us through, 2 segments in February after the football season.
I'm always looking for a future show segment. Of course.
Absolutely.
Of course. Now, we're going to get a chance. We're talking Sixers in the last segment. We get a chance to go to the Comcast Business Hotline. Talk to a man that was down on the ice last night.
Literally.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Ceremonial puck drop on the Hockey Fights Cancer night. Jason Martinez, our good buddy that's always rotating here on middays. You can hear him, Flyers Daily Podcast, of course, on all the Flyers broadcasts here. And just a really cool moment last night. Jason, I was just loving every second. I'm sitting there. I was down at Xfinity Mobile Arena, and we were cutting up everything from Hockey Fights Cancer night. And just seeing you get a chance to drop a buck there was so, so cool.
Yeah, it was quite the experience. It was pretty surreal. Everybody kept asking me before it happened, "Are you nervous?" I'm like, "No, I'm not nervous." But so many people kept asking me, "Are you nervous?" I'm like, "Stop asking me if I'm nervous." I'm not nervous.
But no, you're not in between the pipes.
Well done.
You're not in between the pipes.
Yeah, I'd have been more comfortable there, Harry. You know what I'm saying?
Is that right?
If I'd have had my skates on and my pillows and the mask, I'd have felt really comfortable.
They should have let you come out like that. That would have been awesome. I mean, it was awesome as it was, but man, to take it to another level, put you in your goalie gear.
Yeah, and like take a lap during warm up, Harry.
Yeah, exactly.
And a couple of clappers. That would have been classic.
Clang the post like Hexy.
I absolutely would have done that.
No, that's awesome.
I'd have banged this. I'd have banged the Sherwood on the glass a little bit too.
Yeah, and then the Flyers give you a pretty good performance and get the win in OT.
Yeah, it was a wild night. From the ceremonies, which was like just floating on air after that, and then the game. Not a good start to the game for them from a scoreboard standpoint. You're down 2-0 after one, and they came back from 2-goal deficits against that team a week ago. Right. Not even a week ago. It's hard, this, Harry. It's hard to beat a team twice in a week, let alone overcome a 2-goal deficit multiple times to a team over a week period. And they did it again last night. And boy, they're a resilient group. Yeah, and they just don't pack it in. They don't panic. And I thought Trevor Zegras and Konechny were great last night.
Now, what do you think it is about this group that makes them so resilient?
Well, I think, first of all, they keep putting themselves in the position, so now they're comfortable in it. Yeah. But it's not a position you'll want to keep doing because eventually the chickens come to roost, and you just can't keep getting behind in games. And
so you're saying they're sort of like the Eagles' offense in a really weird way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're just not consistent in how they score. They eventually get it done, but you want to play from the lead every once in a while. Yeah. And, they've played now 12 one-goal games of 19.
Wow.
And they've gone to overtime or the shootout 9 times. I mean, that's a tough way to do business through 82.
And for you mentioned Zegras, and for me, of course, I'm a massive puckhead. I'm about as best a casual can come when it comes to hockey. What have they unlocked in Zegras? What's allowed him to have so much success early on here with the Flyers?
Well, I think a fresh start for him has been huge to kind of get rid of all the scar tissue that he had in Anaheim and the expectations that he carried there. You come 3,000 miles across the country. He's an East Coast kid. He's from New York. So he comes here. He's got this fresh start. He's got a couple of guys on the team already before he even got here that he's lived with in York and Jamie Drysdale. So he's comfortable in that regard. And he's just out there playing hockey without all that background behind him now. I mean, the play he makes on the first goal in the pass to tip it, he sheds 2 guys on the right half wall, then loses one of them, then picks up the second guy again and still distributes the puck that typically makes a great pass to Obels. He's been. I was wrong about him. I had a preconceived notion that he was a player that would have no willingness to defend. He's shown a willingness to defend. I've been really impressed with him.
What about Vladar, the goaltender? What do you see in him? I mean, you and I were texting a little bit about him last night. Here he was, stuck up in Calgary. You're really not paying attention, to the Calgary Flames. I had no idea about this guy, but he's kind of looking pretty good to me.
Yeah. How about the save he made in overtime last night?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that keeps the game alive. It's a tremendous save, and he's done that on a number of occasions. Yeah, I mean, he was in Boston originally, but he wasn't thought of as the future because Swayman was there, and then or even Linus Ullmark at that time. So he gets moved to Calgary. He goes there, and then all of a sudden Dustin Wolf comes out of nowhere, this young rookie, in line for the Calder, and he becomes kind of an afterthought there. So the Flyers pick him up and signs a 2-year contract, and he comes here with a really good attitude. He came here basically right away and said, I got to earn every start I get. I can't just, I'm not coming here entitled to 48 games or anything like that. Any start I get, I earn. And he's come here and worked his butt off and earned it and been really good. I mean, he's been one of the top goalies in the league, save percentage-wise and goals saved above expected and all that riffraff. But he's been very good, fits in with the guys great, really, really kind of chill dude. But he's been really good for him.
We're talking to Jason Martinez here on the Comcast Business Hotline. And Jason, going back to talking about how surreal last night was, can you take people through just how much the Flyers organization has been behind you through your entire battle and just, again, what last night meant to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's been remarkable. From the second I went public, I remember about an hour after I put out that, I had it and kind of what was exactly what I had. And I was at the grocery stores. Harry knows I always go to the grocery store. And I'm checking out at my local Giant, and my phone rings, and it's Dan Hilferty. And, he just, basically, said, you got our support and everything. And, I heard from Keith Jones, who I've known for a really long time, Danny. I think within a half hour, I had a message from Travis Sanheim and a lot of the players. And, the support that they gave me, it was just, you already feel like a big burden when you have this because you have to let people take care of you. And you're not sure how much of a burden you're being on your employer because there's times when you can't work or it's not ideal and it's not ideal for them. But to not have to worry about that part of it, to kind of focus all your energy on the fight you got in front of you is what you need to do. And they gave me that gift of not worrying about my employer. And that's a big thing. It may not sound big to people, but trust me, when you go through it, it is very big. And when they called me a couple of weeks ago and asked me to do it, they said, we wanted to see if you'd be interested. And, we're from our end, we think, you make the most sense to do this. And I said, well, let me think about it. Yeah.
Yeah. How long that take?
Yeah, that was a flash second, Harry.
Right.
As I'm walking out on there last night, and I'm walking past the bench, connecting, he says to me, "You better chirp Shen, get him off his game." So I said, all right. So you see, after we're done the puck drop, I'm walking back, and I look to the left of the Blues bench, and I see Shen there, and I say, "Don't F it up, Shen, you pigeon."
You called him a pigeon?
Yes. And he came back over to me and kind of gave me a hug, and he was laughing his ass off. He goes, "Well done."
That's great. That's awesome. All right, real quick before we let you go, obviously you and I do Locked On Eagles for the Locked On Network, and so we're doing Eagles stuff every week, post games. What's your thoughts on the game on Sunday? Who do you think wins? What's your pick?
I think the Eagles end up winning the game. I think the defense is going to, again, rule the day. Not to the same degree that they did the last 2 weeks. I think that's hard to sustain that kind of stinginess when it comes to points. But I think they end up winning the game. I think it's like 23-16. It's not quite, super comfortable. but it's not going to come down to a last drive field goal or anything like
It's
that.
not a rocking chair ride, though, either, right?
No, that's a 35-17, Harry.
Right,
you know?
right.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen one of those in hockey or the Eagles in a while.
Yeah.
Well, Jason, we appreciate you taking the time to join us. It was just such a cool moment last night. I'm so glad you got the opportunity to do that, and thank you for taking the time to talk with us about it.
Anytime. Harry, I did come through and left through the players' entrance.
Ah, good for you. That's great.
See you, boys.
All right,
Talk
buddy.
to you soon,
See ya.
Jason. Jason Martinez there on the Comcast Business Hotline. That, to me, obviously getting to drop the puck is the cool moment, but you can see, I think, it came through on the television screen, the genuine care the team seemed to have for him as he's going down the line and just talking with them. I love that TK wanted him to chirp Shen. I guess I'm not close enough with Trev's connecting to call him TK.
No.
I've just written
me
too
either.
much social copy about him.
Me either.
Yeah.
That's great.
Connecting
Good
want him to chirp him. But that was good stuff. And coming up, we're going to get to, I know people were like, Drinking with Harry, that's got to be just an electric segment. I'm sure, our program director's definitely loving the fact that we're doing it on an Eagles-Cowboys Friday.
I'm sure he's overjoyed.
And coming up, we're going to get to it. Next segment, we got news at noon, and then at 12 o'clock hour, we're leaning way back into the birds.
And that's the news at noon with Rodman. So you never know what's going to happen.
That's true. You never know. He got high marks for the last update.
Okay.
High marks in the YouTube
from
chat.
From the chat.
From the chat. Yeah.
All right.
I was focused on moving the show on. I had other stuff going on. But coming up, we'll get to that. We'll get to the birds coming up in the 12 o'clock hour. This is Middays with Marks here on 97.5 The Fanatic, and I'm Ray Dunn telling you about a FanDuel Friday in partnership with Valley Forge. It's turning up with NBA Happy Hour. Every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m., FanDuel is dropping limited time specials to get you in the zone. That's boosts, bonuses, surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. It's not just another promo, it's your weekly pregame. So while you're pregaming, maybe just eating dinner, all right? Maybe you're gonna take it easy on this Friday night, but you're like, I gotta watch something in the association this evening. You got plenty of NBA Cup play, if that is something that interests you. If you want a real disgusting game right now, something for the sickos, 8:30 tonight, Pelicans and Mavericks are playing. And that looks like just the type of game that you could sprinkle a little bit on. Now, if you're going to really watch something or you're going to be out and watching something, maybe the Nuggets and Rockets ends up on your television screen because they're a primetime game tonight. Maybe you sprinkle a little bit on that. But your NBA Happy Hour is every Friday from 6 to 7:30 Eastern. And it's only on FanDuel. It's the official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Visit FanDuel.com/endzone. That's FanDuel.com/endzone to grab your reward before the clock expires. 21 plus, President of Pennsylvania. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Start your morning off right.
every hour I work with Harry Mays, I learn another incredible thing about Harry Mays. It's a truly amazing phenomenon that I was told was going to happen. Andrew Salciunas was like, you're going to spend time working with Harry, and just slowly you're going to learn more and more incredible things. It'll be 1 hour after another.
I don't know about incredible things.
I mean, it's impressive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're setting up this segment, which I really don't even know what it is yet.
Yeah.
Drinking with me.
Drinking with Harry.
And we hear the promo for the Motley Crue tickets, the
Right.
Motley Crue show, and I'm like, I drank with Vince Neil. And you were like, is that somebody on the YouTube
But no,
chat?
I thought someone in the YouTube, they were talking about getting drinks with people, and I thought that someone in the YouTube chat had said it, because you read the chat, you're there on the computer.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I'm like, that's the lead singer of Motley Crue.
Are we giving away those tickets? Should I be selling it better?
I'm not sure. Not that I'm aware of.
BP, I know you're listening to the program right now. Tell me if we're giving away those tickets, because obviously Vince Neil, very familiar.
No, I think there was just a promo for the concert coming. I don't know if we have tickets.
Explain how that happened.
I was in a gentleman's club.
All right, yeah, you've been known to stop by.
A place where I used to live, a state far, far away from here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And he happened to be in there and behind the velvet ropes all by himself.
Ah.
So I knew, one of the guys that could get you behind there, and I got behind there and just pulled up and started chatting with him and had a couple cocktails.
You're telling me you were tight with the security at the gentleman's club?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's who you get tight with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Yeah. You don't just tip the girls.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
You get tight with the security
Yeah,
guys, too.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Makes
If
sense.
things you getting a little jam, those are the guys you need, right?
Yep. No, you're not wrong.
All right.
Not wrong. So Vince Neil was there alone, which
Yes.
brings me to the first of two things I'm asking you
Very
about here.
strange. That was very weird to me.
Yeah. I also find that to be strange, but we've had this conversation before. Gentlemen's clubs and I, not necessarily familiar with one another.
Mm-hmm.
So this is about going to the bar.
Okay.
Because I saw this
So we're in
story.
the segment now. Now
Yeah,
we're in
the
the
segment.
bit.
Yes.
Okay.
No, you've done it.
Just let me know.
Harry, you have done an amazing job at making me look good at my job today by setting me up so well to transition in and out of things.
That's why I'm here.
It's just amazing, Harry. We're doing a great job here. This story came across my timeline, and so help me if it's true or not. I'm going with the idea that this is true. News story that a bar owner has banned solo drinkers from his bar because of two things. One, he believes if something goes wrong with them, emergency-wise, they drink too much, there's no emergency contact for them, and it gets messy for his bar to deal with. And two, because he feels that solo drinkers bother those around them that are drinking with other people.
Two very good points, by the way.
So I would say if you're over-serving someone to the point in which they're going to have the medical emergency, doesn't the liability come back to you as the bar owner and the people you're employing?
And that's probably what he's worried about. So
Yeah.
he wants to get rid of he wants to eliminate the problem before it occurs.
Well, isn't eliminating the problem by hey, don't let that guy who's drunk into this bar alone, or hey, don't give that guy the 6 shots that he ordered by himself?
Well, I mean, if you're going to overserve somebody, does it really matter if they're with somebody else?
Right. So to me, the first reason kind of goes out the window.
Okay.
Second reason, they bother people who are drinking.
Now that's a
together.
problem. That is, I mean, I've experienced that many times.
What? The solo drinker bothering the group?
I don't know if he was solo.
Right.
You know, it was just a pain in the rear end.
Well, that's
Like,
the thing.
Get away from me.
That's the thing that kind of throws this out the window for me. People are a pain to deal with regardless, whether they're alone or whether they're in a group.
Well, I mean, yeah, but maybe this guy has just noticed that it's always the solo barfly guy that comes in. That's the pest.
And now
if you
you'll
will.
understand why I'm bothered by this.
Well, it's because that's you.
I love going to the bar alone.
Yeah.
I love it. I've gotten to the point.
Cue up the George Thorogood, will you?
At this point, for me, and this is for someone of my age, this is a very older gentleman thing to say. I almost enjoy going to the bar alone more than I enjoy going to the bar with people.
Now, why is that?
Peace and quiet.
So you like to just go there by yourself, sit at the corner at the end, and do your thing. Smoke your cigarettes, drink your beers.
Correct.
do
Yes,
your
obviously.
your beer and a shot, whatever it is. But you just want to sit there and watch a game. Or scroll your phone like you would at home anyway.
I like the idea of being around people and being in the scene, but not necessarily having to be so much about the scene. And like if I run into someone, if I talk to, and now it's to the point where I'm a regular in enough places where like I'll run into people I know.
Well, and you're famous. Like people
I'm not
say,
famous.
That's that Ray Dunn guy.
It could be like, geez, what has happened to him? He seems so happy on the air today.
He's aged like a president. Last time I saw him,
the other guy down there.
He was doing a Temple game. He didn't look so bad.
Well, and I like it as a little bit of like a decompressing, because like my apartment also is like one floor. So like my spatially, like I'm just kind of in the same space all the time.
You like to get out.
I like to get out, like to be amongst people.
Yeah, I get you.
And like I think the solo drinkers, I want to stand up for us. I think we're very normal people. I think it's a very normal phenomenon.
Well, you are.
Okay, thank you. I'll take that. You know what? The rest of you, you're on
But
your
how
own.
old are you? You're in your 20s.
Yeah.
Okay. Think about it. Let's roll the calendar forward 20 years. If Ray is still the solo drinker,
Yeah, no,
in his
that'd be-
mid-40s, now he's the pain in the rear end.
Yeah, that'll be an issue.
Yeah.
Let's be honest with you. If it gets past the next like 5 years where I'm still rolling,
Then you got
like,
a problem.
Yeah, and it's not that anyone out there that does it at that age is a problem. Just for me personally,
Right.
I don't think I'm going to be rolling to the same bars in a couple years.
And that's when you do it like me. You just stay home and do it.
Right. Yeah. And that's where I want to come to the second one, because I've been invited out today. It's my friend's fiance's birthday gathering. We're going to a bar that is in apparently a mecca for espresso martinis.
Oh.
I want the Harry Mays ruling on whether or not I should be ordering an espresso martini.
One. Yeah.
Okay, so
It's
you're pro.
It's a good.
You're
good
pro.
bet. Yeah.
I didn't know.
absolutely.
I was
Oh, yeah.
curious.
It's good, but I'm not. You drink one.
You drink one.
Yeah.
So the cutoff is one.
Yeah. I mean, you don't
Get back to the beer.
or whatever else.
Or the other
Yeah,
liquor.
I mean, it's one.
It's one.
You're not going to sit there and drink 4 of those. I mean, come on.
I mean, I'll be up
You
all
can drink
night.
4 martinis, but not 4 of those.
So your line for a man ordering an espresso martini is one.
Yeah, I'm pro them, but it's the line is one.
Right, but the masculinity in there is one.
I don't know that it has anything to do with masculinity. It's just
I
don't like the sweet, the
sweetness.
of
So it's
it,
a sweetness thing.
Like, yeah.
See, because I've always equated it, and I've only ever had one in my life. For a long time, it was my fun fact, because anytime I was out with a girl, it'd be like, oh, yeah, you've ever had an espresso martini? I'd be like, no, I actually haven't. And like they would be like, oh, you're kidding me. No. And they get all like bent out of shape by the fact you haven't, because, it's the fad. Everyone loves them and the whole thing. So for a long time, I was like, no. Finally, I caved and ordered one once.
Espresso vodka's good.
It's good.
Yeah.
No, I enjoy it a lot. But I was curious what you thought about the drink as a whole, the fad in itself. It's good. You're in.
Yeah, for one.
For one.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah, that's it. Now, the chat wants to know if you bring a book to the bar by yourself.
No, I got enough in this.
Okay.
I got enough going on with the phone.
Yeah, who needs a book in here?
Yeah, please educate myself. I'm scrolling on Twitter. That's the best education I can get.
Right.
Honestly, like I'll do show prep. Like Wednesday night when I got the text that I was going to be hosting yesterday, I was out. I had gone out after the Temple game just to grab beer, decompress a little bit, and I was going to start bookmarking stuff for the show. Hey, this is audio. This is something we could use.
Yeah.
Just because it got me out, but I was still feeling productive.
But I like the idea or the fact that you said decompress. Because a lot of people that don't know, you have to decompress after you do stuff like that. Like I'll do a post game show. Let's say it's for the night game.
Yeah.
I can't go to bed right away.
No, the game on Wednesday. I understand. Not for everyone in Temple Hofstra. 5-point game. We were calling action down to the last 5 seconds.
I
of the game.
watched the game, didn't even do the game, and I couldn't go to bed right away.
See, I was fired up. I also had 4 cups of coffee that day and a soda, so I might have been a little bit wired in terms of the caffeine, and I need a little bit of the booze to balance the two things out.
Equal it out.
Yeah,
you
drag
gotta
me down.
balance it out.
Yeah. It's all about the science there. All right, coming up, we got the news at noon with Sean Robb. So recap here. Drinking alone, not a bad thing. Actually a good thing. Espresso martinis, the line's one.
Right.
And that's drinking with Harry. Harry gives you advice on what he's drinking and how you should drink. News with New with Sean Robb.
We need to get that sponsored, by the way.
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay.
I've been trying to, because Patullo's, and trying is probably a generous word. I just keep saying it on the air, hope someone takes it somewhere. The Captain Obvious quote of the week. You listen to a Patullo presser. He has the most, duh moments of all time.
I've never listened to one.
Yeah. Consider yourself lucky.
Yeah, between Sirianni and Fangio, I don't need any more.
Patullo said this week, when we're on track, we're good. Captain Morgan presents the Captain Obvious quote of the week.
Go.
I think that's what we should be doing. But
I like that.
But yeah, we'll get
some
the
legs.
Drinking with Harry segment sponsored as well. News at noon coming up next with Sean Rodman. We'll see where this goes. He's got to do an update before that. This is a massive 15 minutes for your career, Rodman. No pressure. This is Middays with Marks right here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Maxey drops a 50-piece. I'm Sean Rodman, and Tyrese Maxey set a new career high last night with 54 points, leading the Sixers to a win over the Bucks in overtime in the second leg of a back-to-back. Sixers are back in action on Sunday at home against the Heat. The Eagles will wear its Kelly Green jerseys in Dallas on Sunday, and Lane Johnson has already been ruled out. Cam Jerkins was the only limited participant in practice yesterday. He's still in concussion protocol, so we'll keep an eye on that. After practice yesterday, A.J. Brown was asked about the report regarding people in the organization frustrated with Jalen Hurts. Here's his answer.
Ask me about Dallas. Thank you.
Nick Sirianni is speaking, or should be speaking to the media shortly, I should say, and ESPN's Tim McManus will join us at 12:55. The Union host NYCFC on Sunday at 7:30 in the second round of the playoffs. You can listen to the game right here on 97.5 The Fanatic, and this update is brought to you by Mattress Firm. Score huge deals and better sleep at Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale. Their sleep experts will find the perfect bed for your unique needs. Mattress Firm, they make sleep easy. I'm Sean Rodman on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
WPN HD1, Burlington, Philadelphia, Beasley Media Group station, broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities alongside Harry Mays. I'm Ray Dunn, take you through Middays with Marks. And in a moment, a very, very big moment for one Sean Robin.
Yeah, this is a pivotal point in the show.
Right.
Right.
He's done the news at noon before, so he's got experience. He's stepped into the anchor chair before. It's just now there's been a bit of competition over the last week and a half. It's been
right. It's sort of like the Eagles' offense is now becoming a national story.
Right.
Like this is what's happening now with Rodman doing the news at noon.
Correct.
Well,
bigger.
Before we go there, I just want to make sure I'm hitting the right buttons. It's the old one we used to, right?
It's oh my god.
Because I can't find it anywhere on the new board.
Well, here's what you could have done before you did this. You could have hit the preview button and see if it sounds like the sounder that you use. So I'm going to give you a second. You turn off the mic. It should be on the drop page it used to be on. And it's got a couple of different sounds in there. They got the Anchorman.
Yep, it's in
yeah, there you go.
Okay.
All right, well, that's a brutal
for you.
start, dude.
We're off to a good start.
We're off to a good start.
Yeah, this is good.
Oh, good.
Put that in feedback.
I'm liking where this
Someone
is
sent
going.
something in.
I'm liking where this is going.
Jeez, man, what are we doing here? We're trying to give you the anchor desk on a national news network here. We're not giving you the anchor desk in Billings, Montana.
Right.
All
That's what I
right?
thought we were going for.
Jeez. God, this isn't your first stop as an anchor. This is where you ascend to, you dream to.
Right.
That's what I tell myself every day when I do it. All right, let's go. Let's get the news at
I
noon.
started in the Lehigh Valley before I came here.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right, news at noon. Let's
This
go.
city needs its news.
Now, it's time for
I'd like to be remembered as a good newsman.
the News at Noon
That's the coolest story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane.
with Ray Dunn.
Not. All right, what do you got, Sean Rodman?
Alrighty, let's start semi with the Eagles. And Cam Scattaboo has been, going around town. He's been at WWE fights. He's been on live streams and everything. And, well, he doesn't quite understand the calling card for a lot of Eagles fans.
And go a certain direction.
And no one's listening?
We'll just follow him, yeah.
All right.
Wow. I just don't understand. Like, you see me in public and you say "Go Birds," it just makes no sense.
Yeah, he doesn't get it.
He doesn't get it.
Well, why should he get
No.
it? Isn't he from California and he went to college in Arizona? He's not going to get this.
At some point, though, I feel like as a part of, like, maybe the first time you go to Philadelphia as, like, a member of the Giants, Commanders, Cowboys, like, a part of, like, the PR staff, like, hey, this is what you're going to run into in Philadelphia. The Go Birds feels like something you should be at least somewhat aware of, right?
Yeah, he's a rookie.
I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But I think it is funny.
It's hilarious. How annoyed he is, too.
I know.
I can't believe there's someone say Go Birds to me. Like, he's on a generational run. We've covered this a few times this week on the program. The Monday Night Raw appearance where he gets into a scuffle just weeks after that ridiculous injury. Then he's on the live stream drinking an energy drink out of his game-worn cleat.
Right.
Now he doesn't understand Go Birds.
Yeah.
I mean,
the injury happened here.
Yeah.
Maybe
that's what it is. Maybe he sees it as like an Eagles fan being like a jerk to him about the fact that an injury happened in Philly. Maybe that's why he galaxy brains and he gets so annoyed.
Yeah. Somebody needs to break him in on the joke. You know what I mean?
Hey, Cam, they're just going to say this. It's like last night when the Flyers went in overtime, the crowd walked out to the parking lot. We're chanting EAGLES. Like, it's just a Philadelphia thing.
It's what happens.
Yeah, they're Philadelphians, man. They're going to do it. Like, just breathe. It becomes more of a story when we can play it as a clip like this, you being, why did you even say that to me?
Yeah.
I'm Cam Scatterbo. I had a cup of coffee of being one of the top running backs in the NFL. Like, relax, dude.
Now Eagles fans are going to keep saying it to him.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's big. It is a thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, trust me.
All right, what else you got?
Next up, well, it may not feel like Dallas week for a lot of us, at least like it used to. But one Philadelphia school today, an elementary school, had punching bags set up, punching pictures of Dallas Cowboys players, and Fox 29 was there to capture the moment.
Oh, they're being cute about it. Oh, there we go. Oh, gosh. Oh, that guy's going after Dak. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my, they ripped off the paper.
You can find that on Alex Holly's Twitter account, too. The kids, there's literally punching bags in the hallway of the school, and they're punching faces. Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Javonte Williams.
All right. Oh my gosh!
Are you watching this?
Yeah, so they've got the punching bag set up. I mean, this is an operation.
Man.
Yeah, they got set up down the hall, and
Is that Jen Fred out there doing the reporting?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're going. I mean, some of these kids are being nice, and then I think the energy takes over, and they got. Tell me the school that blew their budget on boxing gloves.
Hey.
And
this is how you reinvigorate the younger people with this rivalry.
Right, there you go. That's it.
Because I heard you yesterday. I was listening to you yesterday. You weren't feeling it.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry. My lifetime, what have they been?
Yeah, I know. It's been largely because Dallas really hasn't been very good.
Right.
And they haven't,
And if you heard yesterday, all I have is my parents. My parents, the only thing we agree on football-wise is hating
Your mom's
Cowboys.
a Giant fan.
Giant
your
fan.
dad's
That's
an
it.
Eagle fan.
That's it.
Yeah.
That was the great thing. Like,
It was a nice bonding thing for you, though.
Right. Yeah, it was. So
You
like,
would think that would last for you.
if Eagles Giants played at 1:00 and like the household was just all over the place at 4:25, when inevitably America's game of the week was in Dallas,
Right.
we would come back together as a household and cheer against the Cowboys.
Well, what team are we supposed to have the most sports hate for? Notice how I said it's sports hate.
Right.
But who are we
Oh,
supposed
I hate them.
Yeah,
I hate
who are
'em.
we supposed
Everything about my existence goes into fighting them.
Who are we supposed to hate?
Probably
The Chiefs?
It's hard because you beat
Niners?
the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. You beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Right.
You hate what happened to you by both those teams, but I haven't given a second thought to the Patriots since the whole Belichick-Brady split.
Right.
And the Chiefs, I guess I hate them, but like there should be 2 Super Bowls, I guess. So I guess the Chiefs would be the one that we should hate?
Yeah, but I mean, like, you don't play them every year.
No.
So it's got to be the Cowboys.
You know what is just so brutal? We just keep beating everyone.
Yeah.
It's such a pain.
Yeah.
I can't really get to hate anyone the way I used to. God, my life sucks. All right, we'll get into that coming up because we'll do another Explain It to Ray.
Okay.
And you'll get me to fired up. Maybe fire up the fan base that has that hate in their heart that I just can't find right now.
Lastly, well, we had Drinking with Harry. Now we have, let's say, PEDs or different drugs with
Performance enhancers?
Johnny Manziel.
Oh.
Johnny Manziel on his podcast shared a way to get out of off-season drug testing and how some NFL players are able to elude it.
There was a really off-the-map place in like South America that you could change your location to where the NFL couldn't get to with their drug testers. 20% of the guys in the league in the offseason would do their off-season training down here. That is until you pull up at a sporting event in the United States while you're supposed to be somewhere else out of the country.
What?
So explain this to me. He goes to South.
Apparently
Athletes would go to South
somewhere
America?
in South America. He doesn't say where.
Right.
At least what I found.
Yeah, way
but-
not to be a narc about this.
But but it says that apparently guys say that they're in South America, at least in quotes, in the off season, so they can avoid drug testing. And then you see on social media they pop up at a concert in the U.S. and I guess that's how the NFL is like, oh, let's try to find them to get them drug tested. I don't know if they're trying to elude it.
Interesting.
So that's what he's claiming.
Yeah, I'd like to get more information.
So, like, am I logging into, I'm not going to name a player, I'm logging into a player's Instagram, taking a picture of the concert happening in front of me so they think I'm in America?
No, so they're, what do you mean? Like,
what does
you're
the
trying to get the
have
player?
to do with it?
Like, I'm trying to understand why they would just pop up in America.
No,
so they're in South
well,
America
that's-
all off season.
No, they're saying if they mess up and then be like, they're saying they're in South America according to the NFL. They tell the NFL that. And then on social media, they post that they're in the United States. Then they mess their own plan up to try to get away from drugs so they can do drugs. And
So
PEDs
what
or
you're
something.
saying is they go to South America, they take the performance enhancers, they come back to America, and that's when the NFL is trying to find them.
Essentially, like
Okay.
they're essentially
I'm
don't
confused.
post on social media, otherwise you'll get caught if you're not actually in South America.
I'm very confused.
Okay.
He threw me with the concert thing.
Yeah, well, I've been thrown now by this whole entire thing.
Yeah.
What it kind of sounds like is that Manziel's on something right now trying to explain this to us.
Probably.
And has broken our brain.
Yeah. I like the fact that there was a little Buffalo Springfield in the background there, for what it's worth. That was nice. Nice touch.
I'm still trying to process the South America piece of all this.
Yeah, I know. I'm lost on that story. Like, the first two were great. Now I'm confused.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's maybe this could be, and I might give Rodman credit here. He might be operating on such a high intellectual plane,
Right.
that the two of us in here just
We
can't get to.
comprehend it. We can't get there.
And Johnny Manziel might also. Here's what it is: Johnny Manziel and Sean Rodman are so smart that people like you and I can't really ascend to their level of intelligence.
We'll go with that.
We'll go with that. Yeah. All right.
If you're a guy in the NFL that's doing this, by the way, what are you like, Manziel? Shut the hell up, dude. Like, what are you doing?
What is he doing now?
This.
I wonder.
Podcasting.
Is he?
Yeah.
All right.
He's his entire life wanted to get paid to party.
Yeah.
And I think that's at this point what he's getting.
He's kind of achieved.
Is he sober now?
What?
It was weird in the documentary they did about him. They talk about his battle with everything. At the end, he's drinking a beer.
Yeah.
So like I don't really fully get it. Maybe he was non-alcoholic. I haven't dove too deep into it. But he also posted on social media like a couple weeks ago about partying in Miami. I keep at least enough tabs on Johnny Manziel just because you have to think about the age I was when Manziel was like rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
Like to like someone that was kind of going through teenage life as that was like as Manziel was happening. It was like, oh God, this guy's out all night and he's winning all these games.
Beats Bama and Tuscaloosa.
Wow, cool is this guy? So yeah, I keep at least enough tabs on Manziel.
I mean, how much money could he have made in his career? Which didn't last very long.
Yeah, no, I mean first round money, but
he seems like a guy that can go through money very quickly.
Yeah,
You
for
know what I'm
sure.
saying?
For sure.
Like he's not going to Miami on a budget.
Well, you got to realize all those autographs he signed. He had to have made bank. Had to have made bank.
Right.
Probably gone
He's
by now.
he's definitely livid. If there's one guy to be livid about NIL not existing while he was
he
in
would've
school,
cashed in huge.
Texas A&M was able to build an entire new wing. Pretty much the stadium. Yeah. So, but all right, coming up, we'll move away from Johnny Manziel to guys that are still in the NFL, and that's Lane Johnson. Actually, performance enhancers, not exactly a
that's
perfect
right.
segue, to Lane Johnson there. Not going to be out there on the field on Sunday. Tim McManus, who's going to join us coming up at 12:55, wrote about the absence of Lane Johnson. How does it impact this game? And to go back to our original topic, is this really where our source of insecurity comes from as a fan base? As I hear people continue, are we overlooking the Cowboys? A 4-5-1 Cowboys team. Are we overlooking them? Alongside Harry Mays, I'm Ray Dunn, taking you through Middays with Marks right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. On Monday, we'll be talking Philly sports with Marks. Look forward to having Johnny back. Right now, you got Harry Bates and myself, Ray Dunn, hanging out with you all. Middays with Marks, our 12 o'clock hours brought to you by Service First HVAC, offering 0% financing for 48 months. Rebates and tax credits up to $4,300 from purchasing a heating and cooling system. Learn more at ServiceFirstHVAC.com on this Football and Flannel Friday, which I got to give you credit because I think you realized very late in the game this week that it was a Flannel Friday, something we had planned on last Friday.
Like yesterday.
Yeah, like last night.
I learned about this yesterday.
I don't know if you learned about it yesterday. I feel like we did talk about it.
We talked about it, but I forgot about it.
I'll be honest with you.
Was reminded yesterday.
John did good in saying that text. I would have shown up here not in a flannel.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Me
You
too.
and I were on the same wavelength.
Exactly.
Yeah, we talked about it. It was one of those things that we said we were going to do it. No one ever follows up on. John was serious about it.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell by the fact that this is wide open. I have to go with the undershirt, by the way, with this. Nobody wants to see everything.
You got
that's
a lot
going on
like Tom
here.
Selleck going on.
Yeah. No. The undershirt's a good thing. People are like, why are you wearing an undershirt and that? You don't want to know the alternative.
Right.
It'll look like I'm wearing a shirt under here. It's just not going to be a plain white tee. It's going to be, a little hairy look,
You and Marks.
Yeah. We're not just the show you trust. We're, I don't even know what the show.
I don't know where to go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, Rodman got some pretty good reviews on the chat because they didn't rip him. He didn't really get any reviews, which means
that's always a good sign.
Yeah, he kind of flew below the radar.
That's how I try to exist in life.
I know.
It's like,
yeah, I know.
If I don't see anyone in my mentions, I'm like, you know what?
It's a good day.
It was a good day. It was a good day. What was the Costanza line? I'd like to be forgotten.
Yes.
I'm kind of good with that. Right. If I get no strong review, I'm good with that. Rather be forgotten.
Oh.
Someone that's not going to be forgotten on Sunday when the Eagles take the field. We talked about how A.J. Brown is going to be like the pregame coverage. Within the first drive of the Eagles offense, you are going to get the graphic with the record for the Eagles with and without Lane Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
Without fail, whoever's cooking up graphics right now for Fox is sure that one's going to be right there, planted on your television before 4:45 on Sunday.
And in case you don't know the numbers, from Tim McManus's piece on ESPN.com, the Eagles are 120, 62-1 in games that he has played versus 15 and 24 in games that he has not.
Right. And it shows you, it tells a story.
Mm-hmm.
It tells the story, but I do think there's a little bit to that when I go back and I think about the seasons in which he was here, he wasn't available. That 2016 season was a time where he missed quite a bit of time. That first year under Doug where they weren't necessarily positioned at that point. I don't know if they were a Lane Johnson away from having that season where they ended up in the postseason. I think that was, transition year. So I could see some of those losses. That 2020 season, he missed a lot of time. Talk about a transition year, out of Carson, out of Doug, that whole era. So I do think sometimes the loss number and like the without Johnson is kind of skewed in just where the organization was at those points. He's going to be missed.
No doubt. I mean, entering week 11, and he's been in and out of the lineup during these games. He has a knockdown rate. There's all these little metrics that they use to keep, track of offensive linemen now that never used to exist. Probably when he was a rookie, this didn't even exist.
It was like that guy blocked him. That was good.
Knockdown rate of 0.0. So that means no sacks and no QB hits came through him.
It's incredible.
That's unbelievable.
He is unbelievable.
And he's the only right tackle with a perfect rate other than the Texans' right tackle, Titus Howard. And Johnson owns the highest pass blocking grade, which is 85.0. How they come to these numbers, I have no idea. 4 right tackles since 2023. And then there's another thing here. And it's been done with very little assistance on the outside. Now, sometimes they'll put Fred Johnson to his right as a 6th offensive lineman. But most times he's out there by himself, and they call that, there's a rate for that. Island rate.
Like that.
I never knew that existed.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. He's near the top of the league in what they call island rate. So you're out there on an island.
Yeah.
You got nobody else out there to help you.
Of all the fancy names, they just went island rate.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
Good.
And I love all the numbers, and it's a really great story. And I'm glad you passed this one along with me to look at McManus. I always try to, before we have McManus on, like what he wrote about that day, just prime the brain for a little bit of what is going through McManus's brain. And looking at this matchup, I guess this would be the one cause for insecurity for me, just knowing what you're losing. And you pointed out earlier, and I think it's really my source of insecurity. It's not so much that you don't believe in Fred Johnson. You don't believe that some of the tenets of what they've done offensively over the last couple of games that's actually worked. When they go to the 6 offensive lineman set, they have Johnson on the field alongside Lane Johnson.
Right.
You don't believe that Matt Pryor.
Double Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Johnson and Johnson. Yeah. When they want to go take the shot, they go Johnson and Johnson right there. Matt Pryor filling in for Fred Johnson is more the problem for you than Fred Johnson filling in for Lane Johnson.
Well,
it's
yeah.
the downturn depth.
And also, at some point, you're the swing tackle, so to speak, for a reason. That's why you're not the starting tackle for a reason. The more you're out there, the more you're capable of being exposed. And that's the thing you worry about. With Fred Johnson's been great doing the role that he has. But now he's got to come in here not only for this week, but maybe a couple of more games where he's the guy out there.
So that takes me down the line. Maybe 2 games from now, we're talking about, wow, they figured out how to get after Fred Johnson.
Yes.
I think Fred Johnson's done good enough. Hopefully. Hopefully we're like, man, the Jaguars were an idiot.
This guy's going to get a starting job next year somewhere else.
Well, it kind of felt like that was the story this year. I thought that when the offseason came, they're not going to be able to keep Fred Johnson because he's going somewhere else. He's going to end up competing for a starting job, and he'll end up with a job. The fact that Fred Johnson's back here is absurd in itself. But this weekend specifically, I think he's done well enough in spurts, and I don't know if they have enough where they're going to be able to attack him specifically this week. And maybe I'm so concerned about the actual playmakers on this offense living up to their potential that I've pushed this to the side of my mind. And I'm very honest in saying that maybe I've just let this Lane Johnson thing fall to the side because I'm so worried about Jalen, AJ, the whole thing. We're going to miss him. Are we going to miss him to the level that I think it impacts the result of this game on Sunday? And I don't think I get there yet.
You're not there. You're
I'm
not
not there.
comfortable with that yet.
No.
Yeah, I'm not really either. I mean, that's the one place where I have concern, if you will. I just think that the Eagles' defense is the thing right now, and the 2 Jalens that Dak didn't have to face week one because of a spitting incident, and the other because he was on another team, are going to make their presence felt early and often.
You mentioned that. Let's get into that, Dak Prescott and the spitting incident, because Dak had some things to say about it and how excited he is to play against Jalen Carter. We'll play that for you coming up next as we look back at the first edition of Eagles-Cowboys this season, which doesn't feel like it really has anything to do with this one at all. We'll get to that coming up. Alongside Harry Mays, I'm Ray Dunn. This Middays with Marks here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Maxey drops a 50-piece. I'm Sean Rodman, and Tyrese Maxey set a career high last night with 54 points, leading the Sixers to an overtime win over the Bucks in the second leg of a back-to-back. The Sixers are back in action on Sunday at home against the Heat. The Eagles will wear its Kelly Green jerseys in Dallas on Sunday, and Lane Johnson has already been ruled out. Cam Jurgens was the only limited participant at practice yesterday. He's still in concussion protocol. We'll keep you updated for his status today, or his status at practice today, and then his status again on Sunday. After practice yesterday, though, A.J. Brown was asked about the report regarding people in the organization frustrated with Jalen Hurts.
Ask me about Dallas. Thank you.
Nick Sirianni will speak to the media today as well, and ESPN's Tim McManus will join us at 12:55. The Union host NYCFC on Sunday at 7:30 in the second round of the playoffs. You can listen to the game right here on 97.5 The Fanatic, and this update is brought to you by Fox One. Fox One is your streaming home for the NFC playoffs on Fox. See who steps up and who goes down. This week, don't miss the Eagles take on the Dallas Cowboys. Download the Fox One app to stream Fox One, live sports streaming now. I'm Sean Rodman on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
It's only 3 weeks too late. This one must have slipped its way back into the rotator. I thought I had lifted this one out. I was all right. Thriller was the one holiday. This was like a one-off special. We played it like six times on Halloween.
Yeah.
Halloween, easily the worst show of my career. By far, the worst show of my career.
Remind me of what happened.
Dr.
that
Mike
day.
the Switch.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. You
Worst
were
day,
dressed up
worst-
as-
yeah.
yeah.
I even hit the
That
wrong
was one
button
of
for
my-
feedback.
It was one of my favorite days.
Yeah, I bet it was. Rodman.
So these other update anchors, they take joy when Ray has a tough day.
It's an unspoken thing amongst all of them.
Yeah.
All of them are very, very much waiting to see me screw up and take my job.
Right.
That's what it is.
It's a competitive industry.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Connor is a nice guy, and they like Connor, and Silvana, sweetheart. So that the morning and afternoon they see as very nice people, and they're like, I would be, I don't want to mess with their job.
Right.
They look at me and they're like, that's a guy that I would take pleasure in seeing fail, and I would like to take his job.
Silvana's got a tough gig.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Dealing with those two.
Oh yeah, dealing with Ricky Bo too. Yeah. You put Ricky Bo on top of that. I was just thinking about the lead.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she's got a tough gig dealing with the two meatheads.
Yeah.
So. But
Did you hear Connor's twang in his update earlier this morning?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, there was like I could find it for you if we get it, but
he does every once in a while.
It's like a southern accent came out.
Oh yeah.
He slips into this whole for a guy that grew up in Jersey. That's from
he claims, but he not the claims. He was born in North Carolina, so he says that's where it comes from.
How old was he when he moved?
I think very young.
Yeah.
I don't buy it.
I'm not buying it either.
Every once in a while, he slips into this country boy thing, and I'm like, I don't know where this came from.
Right.
Now, granted, I look like a lumberjack today, so it's not necessarily I'm throwing stones in a glass house here.
Well, I want to know why Rodman hasn't put in the big news of Adam Fisher's extension into the sports update.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I didn't think it was.
I mean, they used to be leading with that instead of this lame start, opening thing that he's done over and over and over again.
I know
AJ Brown spoke. Yeah, man, we heard about it. I read about it already. Give me the news, man.
I didn't think a lot of the people really are big college basketball Temple fans like we are. So I.
Like we.
Yeah,
like we. Yeah. This guy.
We.
This producer, by the way, got the news 2 hours after it happened and fed it like it was breaking news.
Right.
I heard about it.
You and I have been talking about this for 2 hours.
Yeah. We talked about what? Before the show, I think.
Yeah. I'm like, wow, you whipless Sal. You get an extension.
I was busy producing YouTube for the morning show.
Look at
Missed the conversation.
Oh, I'm here for 2 shows today.
Yeah,
I get it.
All right.
I get it. Oh, there's Ricky Bo. He's upset.
Let's get it back to the Eagles.
Let's get it back to the Birds, shall we? All right. Going back to that first matchup. Jalen Carter did not play a snap.
Right.
Got to serve his suspension in that game because he didn't play a snap. He's been on Dak Prescott. We did hours and hours of radio afterwards talking about the merits of it happening.
But they didn't know, apparently, I guess that Dak also spit first.
Yeah, yes.
Okay? This is sort of like last week with Pittsburgh.
Right.
Like, Jamar Chase and Jalen Ramsey, they eject Jalen Ramsey for throwing a punch, and rightly so. But apparently Chase spit on him.
It's always the reaction that gets you.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest thing coming out of that. To me, in that moment, disrespectful what Dak did to you, to respond to it is always going to be the guy gets ejected. You gotta have the self-awareness in that moment.
Right.
But now Dak Prescott gets to laugh about it and gets to go against Jalen Carter. So Dak Prescott was obviously asked about it, and Prescott got a chance to address, one, the reunion of sorts they're going to have and what it's going to be like to actually play against Jalen Carter this time.
What said about Jalen Hurts the past couple of days drives me up.
Rod, man. You can't be gunning for my job and then play me some Orlovsky audio.
You should sleep very well tonight.
Ridiculous.
Well, all right.
Feed us the Dak audio.
Depends on what he says first, but probably something friendly. Get on his good side there.
What kind of impact do you think he has for that defense?
A huge impact. Obviously, it starts right there with him in the middle. He's the main reason why they don't feel like they have to blitz. If they can get pressure with just 4 guys, hell of a player. We're fortunate in the first game to obviously not go against him, but I know he'll be ready to go and fired up for this one, so excited for it.
He's scared to death.
Yep. Yep. They don't have to blitz.
Right.
Translation, my job becomes a lot harder.
Right, and he's the reason for it. And, oh, by the way, this other guy, Jalen, is now on the team, too.
And Nakobe Dean's healthy.
Did they ask him about that? Because I didn't. That was
I
the
didn't
only
see anything
cut I
that
found.
was the only thing I saw from Prescott.
Right.
Which also, and this is just a fun poking fun at the beat writers, the journalists. that question was the most I need a quote about Jalen Carter's play question of all time. How do you think he impacts that defense?
Right.
The guy asking the question feels dumb after asking the question because you have to ask it because you need the quote.
Have to do it. Yeah.
It was just funny hearing him say, I'm like, oh, that poor guy has the Carter sidebar today, and he has to nail that question. But
you're not asking the question to sound like a genius. You just need his response.
Yes, you hope that when they play this audio in Philadelphia, they cut out your question.
Right.
The two Jalens and Nakobe Dean changed the calculus of all of what we saw back in September.
No question.
If you remember, it wasn't just that they threw the ball against you well. We all found out that Adoree Jackson was number 8 in that game.
Well, yeah, and CeeDee Lamb had a case of the drops.
Yes, had the case of the drops, but they also ran it, from my memory, early on in that game pretty effectively, which you don't have with Nakobe Dean, which you don't have with Jalen Carter in the middle, and which you don't have with Jalen Phillips because we could talk about his pass rusher. It's solid against the run.
He's solid against the run, too.
So, looking at that, you look at the way that game opened up, and I remember I had got done with pregame. I was going to, believe it or not, meet some friends at an establishment. I wasn't even there by the time Carter was out of the game and the Cowboys had driven down.
What happened?
I was like, I had.
It was like when I mentioned Buffalo Springfield in the previous segment. You're like, what the heck is that?
And I just went right by it.
Yeah.
You could pick it up. I was like, I'm still thinking about this Manziel thing. Buffalo Springfield, sure, whatever, yeah. Buffalo Springfield, Buffalo Bills, yeah.
Circle the wagons?
Yeah, circle the wagons, man. Nobody circles them. Still don't know. Still very much.
That's okay.
We're vamping over here. But that, to me, like, the way that game starts and the way that everything flips there changes entirely what we talk about coming out of that game, because we talked about the defense, whether they were going to figure it out after that game. And leading up to this game, we've talked so much about what the Cowboys are offensively. Maybe that's the cause for comfort for me. I saw this team limit them, and yes, there was the delay, the rhythm of the offense is off. We relitigated. They limited them to 3 touchdowns with what I see as a much inferior defense to the defense they have right now.
Dallas?
The Eagles' defense is inferior to the Eagles' defense they have right now.
Because Dallas has got 3 new guys on their defense.
Yeah, they do.
Because they didn't have Parsons that game. They had already traded him to Green Bay. They had Kenny Clark, but now they got Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson, who they acquired. They're pretty good players. So there's some newness on both sides.
Yes.
But I would, not being Homer, I think Jalen Carter, Jalen Phillips, and Nakobe Dean trump those 3 guys.
Listen to this Philadelphia guy.
Yeah,
Come
exactly.
on.
Yeah. Play this in Dallas.
What are you wearing? Your Kelly Green here today, Harry?
Yeah,
Come
you got
on.
your Kelly Green. They're going to wear the Kelly Greens away from home for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's been in the update. I noticed that.
Yeah, I guess the first time. I got to let everyone know.
Rodman.
Look at that guy. Yeah. That guy. Come on, Rodman. That was, in terms of all time, like, tough moments, we did the whole thing building up you taking my job, and then for you to punch us Orlovsky when I'm looking for Dak.
He fumbled the fair catch.
I don't know what happened. I guess I was looking at the show sheet from...
We'll hear from Orlovsky later on. Don't worry. We'll hear from Orlovsky later on. I want to continue with the fun stuff, though. The defense. We spoke yesterday briefly about how the defense could be better this year than it was a year ago, and something that I'm always skeptical when I hear something like that, and the more I go into it, the more I'm starting to believe it. I want to break into that because our good buddy Jeff Mosher wrote about that on Philly Voice. So we'll get to that next, and we'll figure out if Herb's hanging around to talk to us or just is waiting for John's voice to pop up here, because I see him on the line. Alongside Harry Mays, I'm Ray Dunn. This is Middays with Marks right here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Philly.
your car. A novel concept. There's a lot of ways to engage with Middays with Marks. And what we have to do is, if you have not yet given us 5 stars, because if you've missed it, we don't want honest reviews. We'll give you our honest feelings about what's happening, but your honest feelings about us when it comes to reviews on Apple Podcasts, we want 5 stars.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you don't give us 5 stars, don't bother going there.
I prefer the truth.
You can prefer the truth.
Yeah.
I don't care really about, when it comes to the truth in the reviews, like, you know.
You can't handle the truth.
No. You think I can handle the truth? I can't handle your opinions, really what it is. We did get, Tristan gave us a 5-star review, because I said I'd shout out everyone that gave us 5-star reviews. Tristan gave us a 5-star review and said, Middays with Marks is a great show. If you don't give this show a 5-star review, you're crazy. Which
thank you.
is very nice of Tristan. There was a guy that gave a review that was definitely not Ray that said, this show is tremendous. Gave 5 stars. This is a great show. John Marks is a highly entertaining guy. The rotating cast of characters alongside him is made for some great radio.
Now, where are you getting those from?
They're from Apple Podcasts.
Oh, you can
get us on
right
Apple.
in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a nice mix of the sports that I want to hear and some fun. The producer is a little much, though.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So just reading the reviews. 4.8 out of 5 so far.
That's
for
pretty
us.
good.
Yeah. So there's been a couple of clunkers in terms of reviews, but an hour by hour they break down the show for you. So if you're like, oh, Ray was really obnoxious about that point in the first hour, and you want to listen to something incredibly smart that Harry said in the second hour of the show,
you can zip right to the second
zip right
hour.
to that. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At some point, AI will make it so you can only listen to your portion of the show, and you can just cut me out entirely.
Really, you can have a Ray filter?
Yeah. I think at some point that's coming.
You think?
I think so. Like, you could filter out a certain voice, and it's like, oh, yeah. Just imagine that. You're just listening to you react to silence. Wouldn't work.
I don't think that works.
Wouldn't work.
No.
Maybe if they cut me out while you and Robin are having a good segment. All right.
I'm still waiting for that segment.
I didn't mean to set you up like that.
I had to smash that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you had to. Oh, yeah, it was a softball. We've got Tim McManus joining us in about 10 minutes' time. But to continue with the fun of the defense, Jeff Mosher wrote a story on Philly Voice. Is this Eagles defense as good or even better than last year's? And we kind of went through this yesterday with Amy Fadul. So I'm very intrigued to hear the way you see it, because I know how I feel about it. And I want to at least see first your reaction to the idea that this could be better than what we saw last year.
Well, I'm just looking at numbers. You know, Bosch breaks this down with all these charts, which is I love this stuff, and that's why I retweeted this on my X account at Harry Mays TU, because he just puts it right out there. Points per game, yards per game, opponent's completion percentage, opponent's passer rating, opponent's third down percentage, sacks, yards per play, all the real important categories, comparing the 2024 season with this Eagles team since week 5. So that looks to me like it's the Giant game that they lost. You're beginning with that game. And that game actually kind of skewed the numbers.
Right.
Because they gave up. The Giants scored 34 points in that game. I'm still trying to figure out how.
It's amazing.
Yeah, but they did. And then you had Minnesota, who scored 22, and then the Giants still scored 20 the second time in a loss, but these last 2 games have really brought the averages way down. 2024 season averaged giving up 17.8 points per game. This year's team, since week 5, 18.8. Pretty close, right? Yards per game. Now, here's where it's a little out of whack. The 2024 season, they only gave up 278 yards a game.
It's amazing. Like, that
really
number
good.
is absurd.
Sub 300 in the NFL. This year's team since week 5, 322. But now you get back into the 2025 team. Completion percentage. They're way better against the pass by like 6 percentage points compared to last year.
I'm looking at the chart right now.
Yeah.
The way you go down this, you want to go the passer rating.
Yeah, give them the passer rating.
77.5 since week 5 here as compared to 82.5 a year ago.
Yeah.
And you think about the schedule this team has had to play. Like, it's not that this is, like, the last 2 weeks especially. Like, it's not cupcakes, so they're just, like, laying up on, well, you might think they were laying up on a bad quarterback the first of the 2 games, the last 2 games. But overall, the last 2 games, you're not playing that weak competition.
It's really about the last 2 weeks
Right.
and what they've done, because that's where they've had the newly acquired players, too. That's the team going forward for the rest of the season.
And here's where I get really excited about them. Because, and this is something that I know Shil Kapadia on his podcast on the Ringer Philly Special, they point out a number of times about last year. If you go through the full season numbers for the team rushing the passer, they have been, they were like middle tier last year, full season numbers. Obviously, we know what happened in the Super Bowl. It was tremendous, and they turned it on at the right time. This group, what they have right now up front, could put up numbers that's really run last year out of the water. And if you have that type of pass rush, the ability to get home, Adoree Jackson, Reggie Jackson, I don't care who's out there. Action Jackson, I don't care who's playing the second corner for you. You're going to be in a good spot because they're just getting after the quarterback and they're getting home.
Right.
And I think that's the biggest thing for me because sacks per game right now since week 5 is higher than last year, 2.7 over 2.4. And that includes time without Jalen Phillips, without Nolan Smith, without Brandon Graham, which, hey, listen, he's looked solid his return. He stayed healthy. All is well.
A couple of plays.
I haven't broken out the Graham jersey yet. We haven't gotten the sack, but when that happens, I'll be happy to do that on the Monday. I mean, that to me is the big difference maker. On top of, I think it's the front 7 because the inside linebacker group is better than how many times we've seen it. Like, we're talking about an Eagles team that has an embarrassment of riches at an interior linebacker.
Yeah. When have you ever said that before? Yeah. And you think about the 2 young corners are better players right now than they were this time last year.
Yeah.
They're even better and getting better.
They are. The one thing that I said this weekend, I think this weekend is where you get to see the last of, do they have a hole in this defense with that outside corner spot?
The other corner spot.
And you have optionality. Michael Carter, I forget if it was Fangio or Roseman, called him elite at playing slot corner. They traded for a guy to be a backup to the best slot corner in football that they thought was elite.
Does Vic Fangio toss around words like elite?
No.
I mean, was he the one who said it,
or was that a Howie
Roseman?
That makes me think it was Roseman.
Yeah, because that doesn't seem like it's in the vernacular of Vic Fangio.
But Fangio, at least entertaining the idea of Cooper DeJean moving outside after not having done that once he saw Michael Carter is about the nicest compliment to Michael Carter you could get.
The fact that you can move that guy.
DeJean feels like a son. Yeah. DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell feel like sons to Vic Fangio. He looks at the 2 of them, he's like, if I could raise kids like this, this would be perfect for me.
Yeah, well, I think there's a case to be made. Now, obviously, the rest of the season has to play out. And if it doesn't end where last season's defense ends, it's hard to make the case.
Well, to open up question, if Matt Stafford comes here and throws for 4 touchdowns, no one will ever remember this defense as being better than 24. Someone will play the audio of me yesterday saying I think it's better, and that'll be, it was Ray's fault. Right. Ray got us too excited.
That's right.
That's what
pumped everybody up too much.
I let you all down. That's on me. Coming up, someone that never lets us down. Tim McManus from ESPN will join us to talk about, we'll ask him about this defense. We're going to ask him about what he made of the locker room comments from A.J. Brown. Notice how we talked about it a little bit at the open and then
bring it all back?
Yeah, we're going to bring it all back for you.
Full circle.
Also, can you tell I'm exasperated by the conversation? A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Can we find something else?
I'm not a soap opera's-man,
No. Just go out and score 35 this weekend, please.
2 A.J. touchdowns. He'll still be livid, but it'll be fine. I'll sleep better at night knowing it happens. Coming up, Tim McManus from ESPN joining us to break down the Birds and the Cowboys, everything going on with this Eagles team. Alongside Harry Mays, I'm Ray Dunn. Taking to Middays with Marks here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
It's Dallas week. I'm Sean Rodman, and Lane Johnson has been ruled out, but Cam Jerkins was at practice again today. He's still in concussion protocol. We'll update you once the injury report comes out later today, depending on what his game status will be. So we'll keep an eye on that. Nick Sirianni on Cam Jerkins did not give us any new info at his presser earlier today as well. After practice yesterday, though, A.J. Brown was asked about the report regarding people in the organization frustrated with Jalen Hurts.
Ask me about Dallas. Thank you.
And ESPN's Tim McManus joins us next on that and many more about the Eagles game on Sunday. Union host NYCFC on Sunday at 7:30 in the second round of the playoffs. You can listen to the game right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. And this update is brought to you by Fox One. Fox One is your streaming home for the NFC playoffs on Fox. See who steps up and who goes down this week. Don't miss the Eagles take on the Dallas Cowboys. Download the Fox One app to stream Fox One. Live sports streaming now. I'm Sean Rodman on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Closing in on the 1 o'clock hour here on this Football Friday. As always, Football Fridays here brought to you by Norristown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Drive into great deals at the fall sales event at Norristown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Visit norristownchrislerdodge.com. Alongside Harry Mays, I'm Ray Dunn in for Johnny Marks today. And as we always do here on the Midday Show, Middays with Marks, we talk to the man from ESPN who covers the Birds, someone that produced you back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Harry Mays. And as now every time I pretty much come in here for pregame, I turn on the TV, turn on ESPN, and there he is. Just breaking down everything about this Birds team. It's Tim McManus joining us on the Comcast Business Hotline. Tim, how are you today?
Gentlemen, how you doing?
Good.
Great. Now this team's 8-2. There's nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Everything's beautiful.
It's been wonderful. We spent the last hour talking about the defense because people forget there's two sides, actually three sides to the football, that we've spent only pretty much our entire week talking about one side of the football. I'll start there with you. I believe since the last time you've been on the airwaves was when A.J. Brown got a chance to meet with the media. At his locker, he said a few things, raised some eyebrows. What do you make of the latest of what A.J. had to say?
What I make of it is I feel like A.J. Brown is at a place where he just can't hide how he's feeling. That's kind of my read on it. And he's never really been one to not wear his emotions on his sleeve. The frustration is obvious. He's voiced that in every social media you can imagine and at his locker stall. And, he still wants to go out and try to execute the best that he can and that whole thing. But you can just tell that it feels like it's wearing on him. And any questions that are going to be, even ones that felt innocuous, like there was a question about whether he follows other wide receivers around the league. That's a question that wide receivers get all the time. It's an easy one. Hey, do you follow what all these other good wide receivers are doing? And his response was no, because it makes me upset, right? So, he's showing that, he doesn't like where his stats are at. He doesn't like the season that he's having. He wants to make an impact. And I just think we're at a point where, even though he had a conversation with Jeffrey Lurie out on the field and is trying to do all the right things, I mean, he's feeling a certain way, and it's showing right through him.
But when it came to the question about the quarterback and the offense, he kind of sidestepped it in a sort of a Belichickian way by saying, ask me about the Dallas Cowboys. Like you wanted to talk about the next opponent.
Yes.
What'd you make of that?
That's a good observation out of you, Hack. He was disciplined there.
Yeah.
To your point, he was disciplined. I don't know that that's a can of worms he felt like getting into in that moment. That's sort of my read on it. I mean, Hurts is the one with the football. So, and A.J. Brown is the one who has the depressed stats and is on pace right now for a career low in receiving yards. And so I think you just put those two and two together.
Yeah, and I hate to ask. I feel like we've asked you this question a million times over the last what feels like 2 years about the dynamic between the two of them. But just to see it not functioning on the field the way you want it to, do you feel like there's anything more that plays in when they actually get between the lines about their dynamic off the field impacting what they're doing on the field?
Yeah, it's a very fair question because when it comes down to it, drama is always going to exist. In football, in a pressurized situation, in a town like Philadelphia, it's going to get amplified. And the question that people ask themselves is, I had a conversation with somebody today when I was dropping off my car to get fixed. And he's like, I don't care about all this stuff as long as, they're winning. And that's, I think, how a lot of fans feel. Like, they're winning, so who cares? The only question is if the drama leaks into the performance. And I think it's fair to at least ask whether the drama has leaked into the performance as it applies to Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. You can't say it. How do you say that definitively? I don't know that you can say it definitively, but we can look at the product that's out on the field and see that the connection is not really there. So it at least opens up that level of questions. And I think that there's been, a lot of leaders around this team this week who have talked about the fact of whether it's Jason Kelce or Brandon Graham, you have to do your best to just focus on the task at hand. Repeating is hard. Coming off of a championship is hard. Dynamics, can get tested. And it feels like dynamics are definitely getting tested right now, but they have to regroup, refocus, and just try to put the focus on as steal a line from Hurts, on the main thing, which is winning games, which they've been doing, by the way. It's funny that you guys were talking about, the offense versus the defense. I spent 2 days ago, I was in the locker room, and I was talking to all defensive players. And I walked out of there being like, this team's fine. This team's good. They're talking about baking cookies for each other. They're joking with one another. They're doing all this other stuff. And then, then you start talking to offensive players, and you're like, oh, man, just the energy level even in my body dips down. It's two very different experiences right now talking to offense and defense. The offense has to just get out of its own way a little bit here.
Hey, Tim, great stuff on the Lane Johnson piece. We talked about it at length earlier in the show. And how do you think they go about this time without Lane? We all know what the numbers are with and without. Fred Johnson has been good in his spots, in his role, and then now he's going to be asked to be the guy on the right-hand side. And now if they go, I guess, 6 offensive linemen, you're going to get the prior experience. So how do you think this plays out?
Well, I mean, it's very difficult shoes to fill, obviously. I think that Fred Johnson has done a really nice job when he's come in spots, and they're kind of used to this in one sense because Johnson has been in and out of the lineup a little bit this year. He hasn't missed any games, but he's definitely missed time because of stingers and then an ankle injury, and then he exits with the foot injury in this most recent game. And I think that Fred Johnson has acquitted himself really well. But when you look at the stats of the wins versus the losses when Lane Johnson is in the lineup versus out, I think that just speaks volumes. And there's offensive statistical categories that speak to that as well. Like the drop-off, I think it's by like 5 points and a lot of yards when Johnson is in and out of the lineup. And so it puts additional stress on you because basically when you have Lane Johnson out there and they put him out on an island as much as any tackle in the NFL, it's basically like you don't have to worry about it. It doesn't matter if he's lining up against the preeminent defensive end in the National Football League. You still are under the impression that he's not going to give up any pressures and sacks. In fact, he had a 0.0% knockdown rate this year, which means he gave up no pressures and no sacks for the entirety of the season so far at age 35. With Fred Johnson, you just can't expect to have that same level of production.
Right.
And maybe if he goes up against a bad matchup, then you have to start lending, some assistance on that end. And so that changes sort of a little bit of your philosophy when it comes to offensive approach. And then to your point, Howard, they've been running out these jumbo packages quite a bit lately to try to get that running game going. And if it's Matt Pryor instead of Fred Johnson and Lane Johnson next to each other, obviously a pretty stark difference.
And moving to conversation on that offensive line about Cam Jurgens, what do you expect in terms of availability for him come Sunday?
Yeah, so I was a little surprised to see him out there yesterday. It feels like the concussion protocol has gotten to a place where if you have a concussion, it's very difficult to play the next week. But this feels a little bit different in the fact that he was out on the practice field yesterday as a limited participant. We just got off of the field a little while ago, guys, and Jurgens was out there again warming up. And so as long as he stays on that track, I would say more optimistic than I originally anticipated for his availability.
Yeah, Tim, I mean, you could tell us if you've seen some new faces around the NovaCare complex this week leading into a Dallas game and on the 4:25 second window on a Sunday where I think this whole A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts drama becomes a big national story now that they're going to play the Dallas Cowboys in the game of the week. Am I right?
Well, you're right that it's a story. I haven't seen like a ton more media personalities around here all that much this week. But we just haven't really over the last year or so. There just hasn't been that much of a national presence. One media national member or two that I have seen this week, including our very own Sal Paolantonio was in the building yesterday. But there's no doubt. I mean, I feel like Harry. If I turn on whatever show you want to say, Get Up or First Take or whatever the case is, oftentimes the Eagles are leading it, and it's not because they're 8-2.
Right. Exactly.
It's because who said what about who this time around? What report has come out? It's really a time that this team buttons it up. Like they're obviously ultra talented. And on the defensive side of the ball, you couldn't be asking for any better production or play right now out of the defense. You don't want this thing to collapse on you, dude. 2023, when it collapsed, it started with one side of the ball. It started with the defense. The defense was griping. I was hearing stuff in the locker room when they were 10-1. I was like, that's weird. I don't know what's going on with there. And then eventually, everything sort of snowballed. It went over to the offensive side of the ball, and the floor just came out from under that team. You have an excellent defense right now that I think will prevent a full collapse because Fangio is that good and the defense is that good.
Right.
But the offense is giving off those weird vibes, man. And they need to fix that. Like, they can't have that infect the rest of the team. And the Eagles organization can talk about, oh, it's the media drama and all that sort of stuff. Now, there's some real things going on in there. And they need to get out of their own way to make sure that they don't sort of fall flat as a result of their own behavior.
But to set the record straight, you're not hearing things like you heard 2 years ago in this locker room right now.
I would tell you that there's already reports out there about frustrations.
Right.
That's like on record.
Right.
So we know that that's there. We know that there's people frustrated at the quarterback and, you know, and all those kind of things. It's not like I'm not telling you it's 23.
Okay.
I'm just telling you that there are things on the offensive side of the ball where it's clear like not everything is in unison right now. And you can't have that. You just can't have that multiply and grow, and then that just sort of be what takes over the team. I think that this is an important moment for Nick Sirianni. I think this is an important moment for Jalen Hurts and for A.J. Brown and the rest of the leaders here to nip this kind of stuff in the bud. Like, you don't want to be waking up every morning and turning on the TV and have it talk about another drama as they're, whether it's 9-2 or 8-3 or whatever it is. Like, you know, make it about the Philadelphia Eagles. Make it about what's going on in the field, and, you know, cut this stuff out.
How about the poor radio host that has to talk about it all the time? I mean, they aren't even considering our feelings in this whole thing. Tim, I want to get last thing for you here. We're talking so much about the Eagles side of things. Looking at the Cowboys, what do you make of, you mentioned the national shows. Get Up, I was watching on Tuesday. They crowned the Cowboys as back after the win on Monday Night Football, and they have a chance again. What do you make of the Cowboys' renaissance win over the Raiders, and what do you think's going to happen on Sunday?
We obviously can't get too carried away with what happened against the Raiders because they're the Raiders. At the same time, there have been a lot of reinforcements on the defensive side of the ball for Dallas that does change the calculus a little bit, most notably with Quinn Williams in the middle there. I mean, he had 1.5 sacks and 5 QB hits in that game against the Raiders. So that's different. And I would also point out that the first time that these two teams faced off against one another, like, that was a 24-20 game that was really right down to the wire, in which the passing game wasn't able to get up and going, which has been somewhat of a pattern here. One of the 6 times where they've been held to under 200 yards passing, and part of that is because they deploy a lot of zone coverage. 97% of the snaps were zone the first time that these two teams met up. So I would say stylistically, even though Dallas isn't a great defense, I would say it's not the best matchup from Philadelphia's perspective because they prefer man-to-man coverage. That's when Hurts seems to be most comfortable and most effective. And on the other side of the ball, I can't believe that Dak Prescott has won his last 18 home games against division opponents.
Really?
When I saw that, I was like, yeah, I was like,
wow.
That's pretty good. And they put up, I think, 40-plus points 3 times this year. So I'm not sleeping on this Cowboys team. In fact, I'm going to pick the Cowboys. I'm going to pick the Cowboys to win this game. I just need to see, like last week, and I know I picked the Lions last week, and it was because I just didn't have full faith that the offense had found it yet. And to, you know, everybody's astonishment, the defense was able to just shut them totally down.
Yeah.
And that was what an accomplishment. Is that a sustainable formula? I don't know, but I feel like the Eagles need to get in a little bit better position offensively, and this is a desperate spot for the Cowboys who need to keep their season alive with the win. So I think I'm going to lean Dallas in this one.
Wow. All right.
Wow.
I hope by the time, we don't have pregame on Sunday. I'm not even going to get a chance to see if you change your mind. I'm texting you Sunday to see if you change your mind by the time that game starts, Tim.
Fair enough. It should be interesting, though. Always Cowboys week. Always fun.
Always fun.
I learned something from your piece. I learn something every time you write something, but I never knew there was a thing called island rate.
Oh, yeah. In fact, when Lane Johnson didn't make first-team All-Pro, I think it was last year, he put up, like, right next to his locker, sort of the layout of all these stats that included island rate, where, it's like, and if you look at the charts, they put out charts every once in a while. You'll see it, like, on social media, and it's always Mailata and Lane, like, at the very top right corner of whatever these, graphs are. of the top island race. So that the Eagles rely on those guys on the outside. They've done it for a long time, like going all the way back to the Andy Reid days.
He's not kidding. Harry came in. He was like, I thought that was the price of drinks at a Sandals.
Well, you know.
The island rate. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes,
Always great to catch up with you. We'll talk to you again next week.
All right. See you, boys.
Thanks.
Tim McManus on the Comcast Business Hotline taking the Cowboys. So we'll react to that coming up because
we got our picks. We got our locks.
Yeah, we got locks of the week coming up. We still got feedback.
Now, does Rodman give a lock on the show? Because
I feel like he has to.
Yeah, I think he has to.
Right. And if it wins, it counts to the producer record.
Oh,
if it loses, it counts to John's record.
Okay, that's the way it works. Are you ready for that, Rodman? You have a
I'll be
lock?
Ready. He'll be ready.
All right.
He has to get ready. He doesn't stay ready, but he'll be ready for it.
All right.
And also, while we're talking about the Eagles Cowboys, we played audio from Dan Orlovsky on Get Up yesterday about the offense, and I was driving home and I thought about that audio that we played, how bad things must be for him to have the take that he has right now. We'll get to that coming up. Alongside Harry Mays, I'm Ray Don taking the Middays with Marks here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
The Dunks. Here's a lot to
That was my bad. That was my mistake. That would be graded against me in the producer combine.
Right. Yeah, the combine, you'd suffer some demerits.
Probably. Yeah, I'd probably have a Shador-like drop in the combine. Honestly, if we do this combine, I will probably be the Shador of this combine.
You think so?
Yeah, we'll go into the process like this guy's a bona fide first-round pick, and it'll be like, oh, no. The Browns are going to end up with him, aren't they?
He's the one left in the green room for a day and a half.
Like Will Levis just sitting there,
And they were right about that.
Yeah, they were. Well,
he should still be there.
He should. Anyone that puts mayo in their coffee deserves to sit in the green room.
Exactly. If you're interviewing a guy and he rolls that out, I'm like, he's off. He's off the list.
Now, we're going to do something to a producer that I hate to do. I didn't tell you I want to go to the text line, but I want to go to the text line, Sean Rodman. So we're going to give you a second to prepare a text or
I'm
two.
already ready.
Oh, he's ready. All right, never mind. First round pick, Sean Rodman. What do you got on the text line for?
All right. Well, this was from a little bit earlier in the day. This is Gavin Freehold. He said, I would bet you $1,000 A.J. Brown is watching tape of his favorite childhood team, the Patriots, with Josh McDaniels scheming guys named Butte wide open, May slinging the ball like crazy, and the coach who drafted him in Vrabel, and then he looks at his own tape. He'll be a Patriot next year.
Is it well documented that he was a Patriots fan growing up? I didn't know that.
We were even thinking about that might have been in the spot if they made the move during the season.
Well, that's been Boston radio this summer.
They made a thing of it.
Yeah, they made a thing of it. They were all
They're
about
trying to
it.
wish it into existence.
Right.
I think.
You know, one of their Patriots insiders was like, I'm hearing. And it's like, from who?
Yeah.
Like, if you heard from the Patriots general manager that he's interested in A.J. Brown, get in line, buddy. So is half the league.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
well, no kidding.
Of course.
Offense didn't surround him last year. Like, oh, that one came out of thin air. Like, yeah, they make a thing of it up there. And, hey, listen, summer radio, you said it best, Harry Mace. In July, it's brutal.
Take the month off.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously.
They couldn't take the month off, so they spent the month talking about trading for A.J. Brown.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, could he be a Patriot in a year?
Possibly. Sure.
It's more likely, I think, to me at this point that he's not an Eagle than he is an Eagle. Like, if I had to weigh it that way. I don't know if it's more likely that he's a Patriot than an Eagle, but it's more likely that he's not wearing green. And if he is, it's not Kelly green, it's not Eagles midnight green, it's some other green come next year than this year. That's the way I feel right now. Gut feel. Not that anyone's coming to me like, oh, that's the insider that's got the inside knowledge, but that's my gut feel. What else we got in the text line?
All right, next up we have Terrence from Wilmington. He says, if the Philadelphia Eagles beat Dallas, when this is going to be a very emotional home game for them because they lost their teammate, and if the Eagles find a way to win, I will continue to be impressed, and you will have to look at a long list of teams that they have won against this year.
So you're adding the Cowboys to the list. Because there is the intangible of how emotional it's going to be inside of that building.
Yeah, because it's their first home game,
Right.
I guess, since the tragic passing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is, they will be, and that can work a lot of different ways. Like,
Yeah.
You know, you will feel fired up to win for your teammate that you lost, but that emotion also can, you know, it's a
could
human
work
element.
against- it
Yeah,
could
it's a
work
human
against.
element. You can be so overly emotional about something that it becomes kind of the focal point of what's going on in your brain.
Right. Sort of a burden and
So
a boost.
Yeah, so I would tend to, in that, just kind of walk the line of I don't know how people individually are going to respond, so I don't know how the group itself is going to respond to that, so I don't put a ton of, building that into the way I pick.
Yeah, I don't know that. I think the players have already been through it now.
Yeah.
With a game,
Right.
Whether it's home or away, I don't know that matters so much. That's
Yeah.
a fan thing, because now
we always put the outside mid-game factor into a game.
Right, but outside of the Dallas fans that were in Las Vegas for that game, and I'm sure there were a lot.
Right.
Tell
me Vegas doesn't have a lot of Raiders fans?
Exactly. But now it's going to be a building pretty much full of Cowboys fans, and
Right.
they might make it a bigger thing for the fans. But I don't know. The players have already been through this.
Yeah.
They're very routine-oriented.
It's going to be emotional in that building. I just think for the players at this point, you've got you kind of got the hurdle of getting back
Right.
onto the field. And, yeah, like
That's
you're
what
saying.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, throw one more at us.
All right, let's go with Norm from Mayfair checking in and saying, poor Dak, he fears Jalen Carter on Sunday, and he's going to play with a bad hip, so he might not be able to scramble. Go Birds.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'll take it. So now on the text line YouTube chat, I want score predictions. All right? I want score predictions from you for our last segment. Before we get to feedback, I just want to read off some because I want to get whether or not – because I think maybe at 10 o'clock I misread the fan base. Maybe it was a vocal minority that I heard getting insecure about this game.
Okay.
Because it feels like I mean, Tim McManus just made me insecure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when he's going against the Birds, granted, he and I were aligned on the Lions last week.
Well, so was I.
Yeah.
So was I.
Oh, look at us.
Yeah.
Bunch of idiots.
Right.
Who'd have thought. But I want to get exactly the pulse of the fan base. And we're going to get the pulse of one man coming up here. Because Herb's on the line. And he hasn't heard John's voice, so he knows that it's you and I.
Right.
So he wants to speak to you and I.
Okay.
So we're going to get to him before we get to our locks.
Let's do it.
See what his feeling on this Cowboys game is. Maybe he could give us an impassioned speech for the Eagles to hear. We could send this down to NovaCare. Maybe he could give us a little bit of couples therapy for A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts. I'm always intrigued with the way that Herb's mind works. So we'll get to that coming up. You got your locks of the week coming up. Feedback in the final segment. And get us your scores at 610-632-0975 for this Eagles-Cowboys game on Sunday. Alongside Harry Mays, I'm Ray Dunn, filling in Middays with Marks right here, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
It's Dallas week. I'm Sean Rodman, and the Eagles take on the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday down in Dallas. Cam Jurgens was back at practice today again. He's still in concussion protocol. When the injury report comes out later today, we'll give you that update and see what his game status is for Sunday. Nick Sirianni did not give us any info on Cam Jurgens either, though, at his press conference earlier today. Lane Johnson is out for Sunday. After practice yesterday, though, A.J. Brown was asked about the report regarding people in the organization frustrated with Jalen Hurts.
Ask me about Dallas. Thank you.
And ESPN's Tim McManus joined us at the top of the hour. In case you missed that, he'll give you answers on Cam Jurgens and more on 975thefanatic.com, where you can find that podcast. The Union hosts NYCFC on Sunday at 7:30 in the second round of the playoffs. You can listen to the game right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. And this update is brought to you by Fox One. Fox One is your streaming home for the NFC playoffs on Fox. See who steps up and who goes down. This week, don't miss the Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. Download the Fox One app to stream Fox One. Live sports streaming now. I'm Sean Rodman on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Harry, I can feel it. I can feel just how close we are to the weekend.
And is that coming from the audio slave?
Nope.
Or no?
No, but the way it builds is the way I feel like my week builds. Like, you know, you get that, and then you feel like the release. The release is right about. I'm about to give picks.
You're gonna cut loose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's the case. Honestly, I might go home and sleep. Like, I have plans tonight, but my entire afternoon might just be. And sorry to everyone out there that's got responsibilities that hates me for hearing me say that. This is the first day where I haven't had anything after the show all week.
Oh, that's nice.
So I mean, I have to go. I have to go out tonight. You know,
Right,
I just feel
right.
the
Yeah,
obligation.
of course.
It's a social.
Well,
it's a
you owe it
social
to the
thing, though.
people. You know, they like to see you out.
Well, yeah,
You know?
yeah. Tonight I might be out of places that you wouldn't expect to see me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I've never been to this martini bar we're going to.
Oh,
You
that's
know?
right. Tonight's the espresso martini.
Yeah,
deal?
espresso martini. You know, it's a social covenant, though.
Well, you
know?
got to put something out on social media. People are starting to expect that out of you. You need a picture of you with the espresso martini.
Yeah. If I posted every time I was drinking on social media, I think I'd be let go.
Well, who is that guy? Something Bayless?
If Bayless?
If Bayless?
Yeah.
What a phenomenal job on X. If you haven't seen it,
The AI stuff
it's
is
great.
killing me right now.
You on the beach with a cigarette and a Mai Tai. It's just perfect.
I like to clear. I'm going to join the DARE program. I am. That's officially where I'm going next because we've given so much pub to smoking cigs and something
Nice.
I don't do. I have to go the opposite way. I have to lean all the way the opposite way. All right. Before we get to our locks of the week, I want to go to Northeast Philly and talk with Herb. Herb, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Whoa, what's up?
What's up,
Hey,
Herb?
boys.
How are
This
you?
is Dallas week.
Yes,
This is Dallas week. You got me?
Oh, we got you, Herb. I want you to envision you're in the locker room. You got A.J. Brown and Jalen standing right in front of you. Can you explain to them how important this is and how important it is for them to get along?
They know how important they played. They played down in Dallas. This is Dallas week. If you can't get up for Dallas week, you can't get up for any team. Okay? We got two big games coming up, Dallas and Chicago. Okay? We need to be 10-2 by next Friday night. Okay? It's 6, 7 o'clock now. 10-2. We need 2 wins coming out this next week. Okay?
All right. Okay.
Sunday, it's time the whole defense, we come together and we knock them out. We knock the quarterback out. We knock whatever we got to do. I'm getting tired where these guys get a screen pass from Dallas and they go 40 yards down the field or a guy does a slant and he catches 30, 40, 50 yards, whatever. We got to stop that. I want to see this team stop the big play that Dallas is going to try to do to us on Sunday night. We got
Herb, you're a big fan of the trenches, Herb. I'm worried about this offensive line's health.
He's not listening.
Bring the 46.
Herb,
bring the.
we're on a show together, Herb.
Sack the quarterback and have the plan in the secondary. Okay.
Okay.
Listen, okay. The offense will be fine. I expect.
Oh.
They will.
Said no
they
one
will
ever.
do stuff. They play zone. They play zone in the secondary. We're going to hit the zone. We're going to hit our passes. 8 yards, 10 yards, 15, 20, 30, 40. Okay? I'm not worried about Jalen Hurts. I'm not worried about A.J. Brown. Go out and play your game, and that's it. Go out and play offensive football. I want to see the linemen, when it's heavy load, block left, block right, open up the holes.
Heavy
I want
load.
to see the wide stuff. I want to see the sweep. I want to see the tosses. Okay?
All right, Herb,
Get
Herb.
off the edge and run the ball downfield.
Herb, what's your score? What's the final score?
Originally I picked 44-33.
Jesus.
It could be, though, 37, maybe 37.
You ran him?
I fat fingered him right there.
I think he's taking the over.
Yeah, he's
Let's
taking the
just
over.
Be comfortable with
Yeah.
that. I don't know, at 37, whatever, he's taking the over.
You think that's his lock of the week?
Yeah.
Wow, that qualifies as her lock of the week.
Sorry, I think that was the power of program director in me that went poof.
Yeah. He was on a roll, man.
He was on a roll. That was the most direct, fired up I've heard Herb.
I know.
I don't think if Herb realized, though, he was having a conversation.
Well,
It does seem like he was kind of hosting a podcast
He has
there.
things to say.
Yeah.
You know.
So he went.
right,
It was
good.
going to be 44-33, and it might be 37. Defense is going to be fine. They're going to stop the big play, but the Cowboys are going to put up 33 points.
37-30. Let's say.
Yeah, I think that's where he was going. My
67
goodness.
points. Yeah. All right.
All right, we got to get to our locks of the week. Let's jump into that right now. All right, and our locks of the week, of course, are always brought to you by Liberty Safes of New Jersey. Lock it with Liberty Safes of New Jersey, the largest selection of sales in the tri-state area with showrooms in Mount Laurel and Hamilton Township, there, libertysafesnj.com. I say that whoever performs the worst at the producer combine, we have the punishment be we have to see if they fit in one of the vaults.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And you get like 5 minutes because we don't want to hurt anyone.
You can put Rodman in the vault in there. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
They make safes bigger than him.
For sure.
Yeah.
I've heard it's an impressive showroom.
It is.
John's talked about it all the time, so we can put you in there.
Yeah,
Would you be okay with that? Would you be open to it?
Yeah, as long as you let me out.
Well, that's always the big concern.
Yeah, that's why I don't know if I trust you there, Ray.
We're the show you can trust.
Yeah, that's what it says.
That's what it says.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go last.
Yeah?
Because I stole yours the one time I went first.
Yeah.
Because when I hear you say a bet, I think it just seeps into my subconscious like that's a good bet. So I'm going to let you start us off here, Harry.
All right, well, I jumped on this before the show, and it has since moved 2 points.
Okay.
And I think it's because the coach, Kafka, the interim coach, announced that Jackson Dart is out officially for Sunday. The line went from 10.5 to 12.5. I took it at 10.5. You know what? I'll take it again at 12.5.
Wow.
I think this is the big get-right game for those Detroit Lions coming off licking their wounds from the event here last weekend, and they get right over the New York Giants in a blowout. 12.5. I'd much prefer to 10.5. I have it there. I'll take it again because I think this is just a whitewash.
Lock it in.
Yeah.
There it is. Lock of the week there for you. I love that pick.
Yeah, I'm going to take another one, too, if you don't mind.
Oh, I don't mind at all.
The Kansas City Chiefs. I liked it at 3 a whole lot better. If it's at 3.5, to move the line down to 2.5 costs way too much. I'll just ride it at 3.5. I think the Colts officially get exposed this week in Kansas City.
All right, I like that one. So far, both of your picks, I see the justification for. Sean Rodman, where are you going?
I'm going with the leader in the NFC North, the Chicago Bears. They're sitting at -2.5 right now, favored over the Steelers. They're at home. There's who knows who's going to start right now with Aaron Rodgers or Mason Rudolph for the Steelers, but I don't like either one playing quarterback for any team. I like the Bears right now. Their offense is going. I know they're going up against a good defense, but being at home, I still like them as a 2.5-point favorite.
I'd like to see the Bears get nice and fat before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And then their slaughter comes this Friday. Next Friday.
There you go.
Link.
Yeah, they're riding high.
Yeah, just sort of like the Cowboys are right now.
I was thinking about the under in that one.
Oh, the Steelers
the
under?
Steelers,
Yeah.
Bears under. I know their offense is humming right now for the Bears. I could see that just being like a bare-knuckle fight, though, between the two of them. Because I don't believe in the Steelers' offense, and maybe I just think Caleb Williams is due for a stinker, and that might be against the Steelers.
Typically a slow field, too.
Yeah.
Soldier Field.
I'm not going there for my lock.
Okay.
I saw this as a 7-point line. It's now 6.5, which I hate that it would be a 6.5. But I talked about before the show. Sunday night, Buccaneers, Rams. The Rams have been impressive. They won that game against the Seahawks. The Seahawks kept it close in spite of literally everything the Seahawks did to try and not keep that game close. 6.5 is a lot. I understand the Buccaneers haven't played great. I still like the Bucs. I understand since you believed in Baker Mayfield, things have gone haywire for him.
Yes.
But
I kind of mushed him, I think.
+6. Could you do me a favor here and say you don't believe in Baker?
I don't. I no longer believe in Baker.
Perfect. Buccaneers +6.5. That's my lock of the week. Let's lock that bad boy in. And basically what we found, and that is our, of course, locks of the week brought to you by Liberty Safes of New Jersey, largest selection of safes in the tri-state area with showrooms in Mount Laurel and Hamilton Township, libertysafesnj.com. What we found over the last couple weeks, whether it be the pregame show or here, my feel, don't go with that.
Not very good.
No. The lock of the week is basically my lock reversed. So for all you out there, Rams -6.5 might be your lock of the week.
So your feel is really no feel.
No, yeah.
Okay.
Captain No Feel.
Gotcha.
I once worked for a summer collegiate team. They called one of the players Captain No Feel because in the moments where everyone was enjoying themselves, he took the mood down. And anytime that everyone was down, he would try and be joking and having a good time. Like the team would be losing and like very, very annoyed with one another.
Right.
He'd be like trying to crack jokes. They called him Captain No Feel to his face.
Really?
Which was, I thought, a good way to police the clubhouse there. I thought that team didn't go very far. They didn't do very well. But I've always thought about that. I'm Captain No Feel right now. That's the role I play on this show. And coming up, the role that you all will play on the show is giving us feedback. I imagine the updates will be featured. I don't know what about the two of us they could say in feedback today. I don't know what.
They'll figure out something.
I'm sure we gave them something. The flannels, maybe. We'll get to feedback and we'll get to your scores for the game this Sunday. He's Harry Mays. I'm Ray Dunn. This Middays Marks right here, 97.5 The Fanatic. Final segment here on Middays with Marks before we hand things over to Unfiltered. Cowardly Colarulo and Ricky Batalico coming up next. Bonnie Kelleher producing the program. Harry, you and I almost made it through an entire 4 hours. Almost. We got 10 more minutes in this going on. Did you ever anticipate when you flipped on the ESPN Plus Temple broadcast a year ago and had no idea who I was that you'd be hosting a show with me come a year from then?
Not in your life.
Nope, not in our life. Hey, here we are.
Wow.
Harry Mason. It's been incredible.
It's an honor.
Because Andrew, when John was coming in and talking about bringing back, the idea of bringing back everyone and going through the rotating host, Andrew was like, "You are going to love working with Harry. It's going to be so much fun." And I was like, I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it. Like, let's see. It has been so much fun. And I say it at like once an hour, I find out something new about Harry Mays that always just throws me, makes me laugh.
Out,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's great.
Yeah.
It's fun radio. I'm having fun.
Good.
I'm having a great time.
Is Rodman having any fun in there?
I don't think so. I think I've stressed him out.
Okay.
I think I've been overbearing to him. I apologize.
Ray, you're not too bad. Don't worry.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not too bad. That's honestly the way I would like to be regarded. He's not too bad.
Yeah, he's not too bad.
Not
He's
too
fun.
bad. Yeah, he's fun. He's fine. His good moments, he's good. His bad moments,
But we missed this Hissier Miller news. You see this dropped in the last 2 hours?
I did see this drop.
Former Temple basketball player is ruled permanently ineligible after the NCAA found he placed 42 bets totaling only $473 on parlays that included 23 Temple games during the seasons from 2022 through 2024, and 3 of the bets were against his team, according to the NCAA, but they said that he did not shave points. There was no evidence of point shaving. So that was on ESPN in the last couple of hours.
Yeah, that's interesting day of news on that one.
Wow.
Eesh. I am very interested to see the way everything goes across the college landscape in the next couple of weeks, because as they're wrapping up some of these, we're going to see quite a few programs that are reacting to news, I think, like that. But, yeah, brutal in terms of that news coming across today. Something you were waiting for it to be kind of wrapped up.
Kind of over.
Yeah. So you finally get the finality, the wrap-up of it, because it's been hanging over the head of, like, when's it going to happen, just finally happen. Speaking of something that just finally happened, we have news from the Phillies. And this is not very exciting, I think, for people. They've agreed to a contract with the catcher. It's just Garrett Stubbs.
What?
A split contract with Garrett Stubbs ahead of today's 5 p.m. tender deadline. He'll make $925,000 in the majors, $575,000 in the minors, according to his source, Matt Gelb, reporting this. Stubbs out of minor league options, but the Phillies choosing to retain some of their catching depth.
Wow.
So I could have done we've got Phillies news with the catcher. I felt wrong doing that too. Even the way your face lit up when I said we have Phillies news, I was like, I don't want to make him think Kyle Schwarber just signed.
He's like the locker room mascot, that guy.
Yeah. Vibes guy.
Yeah, the vibes guy.
Again, Garrett Stubbs fits the role a lot of people wish in life, that you just be hired for your personality and that's it.
Yeah,
we kind of get that. We kind of get that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I mean, they call us personalities.
Right.
So I guess technically, are we all personality hires? I was a producer hire, so they didn't think I had much of a personality. I was just, I think he could do the buttons. Speaking of producers, Sean Rodman.
Yes.
Let's get the feedback.
Now, it's time for feedback.
How about filling us in?
I can't lie! Email us at 975feedback@975thefanatic.com.
Say it!
Let me tell you something! Or text us at 610-632-0975.
Let me tell you something else, man.
It's feedback on Middays with Marks.
All right, you can get into feedback, 610-632-0975. You can say you're texted for feedback, or you can email 975feedback@975thefanatic.com, or just comment on the YouTube chat, because that's where we found a lot of our feedback over the last couple of days. Sean Rodman, what do we got?
Dang, Ray is hosting again. This calls for celebratory SIGs, Flannel Friday and SIGs Inside. Philly from the YouTube chat.
That's awesome. Celebratory cigs.
My brand might be more associated with cigarettes for a guy that's had
unbelievable.
less than 10 cigarettes
And
in
they're
his life.
associating you with Marlboro Reds, too.
It's amazing.
Wow.
Am I gonna get an endorsement? We can't do endorsement deals. I think we're past that as a society, right?
Yeah, I think
this is Ray Dunn from Marlboro.
That ship sailed.
You might have to switch over to like the smokeless stuff, pouches or something.
No,
get an endorsement deal.
I'm not messing with any of it. Kids, don't smoke cigs. Even though you've heard for 20 hours this week about how I do, but I don't. What else we got, Rodman?
Ray, just hold up a large-size shirt in front of Bill, and you'll win the fight because that's his kryptonite. Dawood from the YouTube chat.
I was talking earlier about Bill and I, if we fought. A large-size shirt is his kryptonite. It is. He only wears medium.
Right, mediums.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've noticed that.
You know how the Seinfeld episode where he writes at, 32 on his jeans or whatever the size he wants his jeans to be when they're not actually that size? That's what he does. He gets the medium shirt and he writes large on the back so he can say, see, I told you it was a large.
Stretching out this large.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm large and in charge. All right, what else we got?
Is Sean the offspring from when Dennis Rodman married himself?
That's a good one.
You like that one? Yeah, nice.
That is good.
That's good.
Was there no name attached to that?
Not on this, at least. I don't know.
You
where
gotta
it
take
came
credit
from.
for that one. That was
It'd be an anomaly because Rodman's like 6'10", right? Good
I'll
stuff.
get off the rails. What else we got?
Ray sits in the corner of the bar and waits for women to buy him drinks.
No one taking credit for that one either.
When you go out by yourself?
Yeah.
Is that the move?
That's no. I would
Does
say
that happen?
No. I mean, I've met people out alone.
Right.
Like when I've been out alone, I've met women out just as the lonely guy at the bar. You know, it does kind of
That works?
It kind of plays.
Really?
Well, because you think about it, if they're out and like they're trying to get a drink and they go past you, like they just see as, oh, this guy's harmless. I'm going to talk to him, and then like it's not.
Oh, so it's the harmless routine.
Well, yeah. I mean, I am harmless. Look at me. I'm dressed like a lumberjack here. I look like I could be in a Lifetime movie right here. Like, you kidding me? There's nobody that looks at me as intimidated by me. One of the least intimidating people I think you could ever look at. All right, what else you got?
Ray's motto is, they may take my solo beers, but they will never take my cigs. John from Langhorne.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
Well, how many more we got in there, Ron?
There's 8 total if we can make it
All right,
that
let's
far.
go. Keep
I'm
rolling.
waiting for somebody to
I'm
come up.
so over it with A.J. Brown's shenanigans and sneak disses. He's officially on the Owens level with blowing the team up from the inside, and he will be the reason they don't win it all. At the end of the season, he can go, and I won't be sad about it either. Anthony from Jersey.
There's no way this is at that level. I was there through that level. No, it's not.
Not that level, but
Yeah. But I'm waiting for somebody to come up to you tonight now and try to bum a cigarette off you.
yeah.
You know?
And you're not going to be able to. I'm going to really disappoint someone tonight. It's going to be like 2 a.m. I'm going to be walking to wherever walking to my Uber, and someone's going to be like, oh, Ray, yo, mind if I get one? I'd be like, yeah, I got nothing for you. I don't have any of that. All right, what else?
Speaking of a heavy load, where's the martini bar, Ray? MBD from the YouTube chat.
I'm not giving the location tonight.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Yeah.
It's like be crashing someone else's
The
birthday.
YouTube chat would follow you wherever you go.
That's what I'm saying. We're going to find a day to get the YouTube chat out and about. All right. That's all we got for feedback. I appreciate it. Real quick, Harry, win, loss Sunday.
Win.
Win. Okay, so we're both in alignment. I want to make sure that Tim McManus didn't throw us off for any of it. I saw birds in the chat a couple of times. 23-20, Dawood's flipped. Migs of the YouTube chat, 27-13. So people are going back to the birds.
Yeah, I think I said 23-14 on the Locked On show.
All right, I'll go, I was going to go 23. I'll go 27-17. I feel good. I feel comfortable. Coming up, it's the guys from Unfiltered. Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo, and Silvana Keller are getting you set for your afternoon. Harry, a lot of fun.
A lot of fun, man. Enjoyed it.
Johnny Marks will be back on Monday. We'll talk to you again real soon right here on The Fanatic.
Now, on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
It's Dallas week. I'm Sean